It's the thrill of one more kill, the last one to fall.
Inhale belief, exhale doubt.
Never sacrifice.
We gotta show everybody who we really are.
Touchdown!
San Francisco! Let's go!
And it's sweet, sweet, sweet victory.
Mahomes slings it. Touchdown! Kansas City!
It's ours for the fight.
Hey, let's go!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new Anination podcast episode. For those who are watching on YouTube, thank you very much for checking us out. I know that it's been 2 weeks since we've had our new episode, but we have a lot to talk about. But the thing is, we only have, 3 subjects tonight?
Yeah, but the third subject we're going to talk about, it's going to take up a whole chunk of an episode. Because
Really?
Let me tell you, this Super Bowl trip was very eventful from start to finish.
Yeah, no doubt it was going to be like that. But I know that we have a lot of animation news to talk about. We have, what was it? I know that there's the KO vs. Acme thing, which I got to do next week. The Annie Awards are going to also happen as well. We got to do that next week as well.
And not to mention that there's also a Chibiverse episode.
Yeah, the Chibiverse episode is also going to talk about as well. Plus, also the fact that we also have brand new cartoons that have debuted. We also want to talk about that new Rock, Paper, Scissors cartoon, which we're going to be talking about next week. So just a heads up for those out there. This is going to be maybe a small amount content of an episode tonight. But, yeah.
That's what it may look like in the grand scheme of things, but like I said before, when we dive into the Super Bowl, like I said before, it's going to take up a whole chunk of an episode.
Okay. Well, let's see how this goes. But yeah, you're going to be in for a fun one tonight. So thank you all for watching out for us on here on YouTube. So we'll be live in just a minute. So sit back, relax, enjoy the music while we get live for this new episode of the Anination Podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another all-new episode of the Anination Podcast. My name is Nate, and Meet is on my right side here.
Hey, what is up, Anination crew? What's going on? It's been a long while, hasn't it?
It's been quite a long while because we've been out 2 weeks, and you know why.
Oh, yeah. Let's just say that the previous 2 weeks, well, like particularly one particular weekend, has been quite eventful.
Eventful by, I don't know. I mean, to say the least, like that whole Super Bowl weekend that we've had was fun and also depressing.
Oh, yeah. It was a thoroughly enjoyable game from start to finish, despite the results.
Yeah. You need to remind me of that now, man. I'm sad.
I mean, we're going to go in more depth about this later, but yeah, needless to say, everything was good until the ending.
Yeah. Either way, we couldn't say much about it, but yes, this episode is going to be all about the Super Bowl. What happened that last weekend, actually 2 weekends ago, because the game happened early February, and no doubt everybody was hyped about it. The whole Vegas area looked to be really fun, and again, we're going to be talking about like our stories about what happened there. So yeah.
Yeah, needless to say that we were hyped for the Super Bowl would be a massive understatement.
Yeah, I mean, again, we'll discuss this a whole lot more because we're going to be discussing this a lot. So yeah.
Definitely.
Anyways, but this last weekend, I have to say I have a really fun time, but I want to start off with you. How was your weekend last week?
My weekend last week was very fun. Saturday, I hung out with a couple friends at my place, and also on Sunday, I went on a second date with this girl I've been seeing recently.
Oh, secrets are coming out now, huh, Omid? Are you sharing it to the Anination podcast crew now?
Yeah, needless to say, so what happened
Wait,
was
so
that,
I love the fact that you're really bringing out the secrets now. I thought it was just going to be like a private thing.
No, it's something I'm going to be very, very vague about, but needless to say, we went to a Chinese restaurant and then we saw the movie called Turning Red.
Yeah.
And Turning Red, it was so good to finally see Turning Red in theaters.
It's so different, actually, because like when me and Jess saw it in theaters, it actually was a pretty fun time. Because the thing is, like, it's so different compared to like watching it on a PC screen.
Yeah, it definitely is. Well, different from watching it on a PC screen, a TV screen, any sort of monitor. Like, yeah, seeing it in the big theaters was such a delight because of the fact of how the movie Turning Red and a couple others like Soul and Luca, they deserved theatrical releases, but they got screwed over because of the pandemic, so they couldn't get released in theaters back then. But yeah, it's nice to see them make a comeback to the big screen.
Yeah, undoubtedly, yeah. Hold on, let me just finish up this part here. Sorry again. This is so messed up. There we go. Okay. All right, we'll do it like that. Sorry about that. Yeah, it looks like you had a fun weekend to say.
Yeah, definitely. But enough about my weekend. Let's talk about your weekend.
Well, I went back to Vegas.
Really?
Yeah, so I went back to Vegas considering, let's see. My friend's birthday was actually happening this weekend. This past weekend. And he wanted to go to Las Vegas. And what's kind of crazy was the fact that like he said literally after the Super Bowl was when he wanted to do it. And I'm like, okay, sure, I'll join in. So, and the thing is like it's so different considering like we flew in for the Super Bowl. This time around we drove in to Las Vegas. I will have to say this though, I don't think I'm gonna drive back to Las Vegas again because it's freaking long. 8-hour drive all the way from like your place all the way down to Las Vegas. It wasn't really worth the trip to be fair because I'm just awake driving and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember my brother and I. This was way back before my brother became a Las Vegas local. It was just back when he was a tourist. I remember my brother and I did a drive from our house to Las Vegas, and yeah, it was about a 12-hour drive.
So how do you feel about the whole drive? Because you weren't driving yourself.
Yeah, I wasn't driving myself, but that was about like almost a decade ago anyways. Mm-hmm. So
was this when your brother actually started thinking about going to Vegas, or
no, this was actually years before he even considered moving to Vegas.
Oh, really? Oh, so it just was an impromptu trip?
Yeah, it wasn't impromptu. It was more like we planned this out some time ago before the trip. This was back in 2015 was when the Vegas trip I'm currently talking about took place.
Nice. Very nice. But yeah, I mean, it's so different when it comes to driving over there to Las Vegas versus flying. I mean, 2 hours to actually fly from here all the way to Vegas, 8 hours to drive all the way to Vegas. And the other thing too is like, I feel the effect about like driving through the desert in Las Vegas. It just feels so weird to say because like there's nothing around. You just see cars in front of you. You just wait until the destination hits. And then you have fun in Vegas, but like that whole long hours of driving and through that whole thing just gets so boring. And I'm like, I can't really handle that anymore. Maybe it's just because I'm old now. Maybe that might be why.
Yeah, I honestly, I could see why driving to Vegas would be an exhaustive task for you because Vegas, when you think about it, it's a completely different state. It's a completely different state, and it's
I mean,
so very far from here.
like Reno is closer to us actually, about like what 4 or 5 hours instead of Las Vegas is like 8 hours long. So if I were to go to Reno, I would love it better than going to Vegas. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I've always wanted to check out Reno. By the way,
Reno's okay. I mean, it's a really smaller version of Vegas.
Yeah. Like I've been to Lake Tahoe trips, and there were times where we have had to, cross from California to Nevada around during our Lake Tahoe.
Did you
trips,
actually ever drive up to Reno or anything? Because you went to Lake Tahoe, but you never drove up to the Reno area.
We drove to very close casinos, which do which does cross states. So the casinos that we went to, I remember this one casino took place in Nevada, so it might have been Reno.
No, because Lake Tahoe actually does have casinos there.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So you didn't go to Reno.
I don't remember going to Reno back then.
Oh, but you know the name of the place?
I don't remember the name of the casino that I went to.
Oh, okay. Atlantis, Peppermill, Circus.
No.
Silver Legacy.
No, it was around Lake Tahoe. No.
Okay. So I'm saying you didn't go to Reno at all. Okay, because I mean I have an uncle and auntie that live up there, so I kind of got familiar with Reno sometimes.
Oh, you have family too there.
Yeah,
Nice.
I have family up there, so I'm familiar with Reno. And there's sometimes where I actually do go up there. Don't go in the snowstorm. Don't go in the snowstorm, by the way, because it starts to get pretty crazy. So.
Oh yeah, snow. Yeah, when you drive around snow, you do have to be careful, and then there are also some tools you have to use to get through the snow.
Exactly. Yeah. So we don't want to go through that again. But nonetheless, I believe I went at a time where like here in this area that we're living in, it was pouring actually. So we came at a time where it's like, oh, it's very sunny in Vegas. It's actually warmer than what happened during Super Bowl weekend. Because remember, we were just all cold. We had to bundle up in the cold. Yeah, we had to go outside. We were bundling up just to make sure we're warm. In Vegas, when we went over to this past weekend, it was actually not bad. Like really warm. The sun was out. No rain at all. So it's like it's a good time to go now.
Yeah, we needed a break from the rain because let me tell you, it's been consistently raining hard every single weekend in California.
Yeah, but we don't have any rain coming up real soon, so that's good to hear.
Yeah, thank you.
How did you have to survive that rain, especially that weekend, last weekend?
Of course, I took my rain jacket, and then of course I had to drive really slowly.
Did you have to drive all the way to like San Francisco or something like that?
I had to drive to Daly City, but I didn't take
That's
the
still
bridge.
kind of like San Francisco area though.
I didn't take the bridge though. There was actually a way that I could take like the back roads without having to take a toll.
Wait, how did you even? Oh, did you have to go like loop around?
I had to basically go take Interstate 880
South? No, that's still way too far.
It's actually 10 minutes longer than where I would go if I
still wouldn't take that whole like mileage, to be fair.
I mean,
like that's a lot of mileage to go around that loop area. Did you just not want to pay a toll?
I just didn't want to pay a toll.
What? Can you sacrifice $6?
I mean, I do have that fast track thing, but like I said, I'd rather just
okay.
I'd rather just go the back road because
it still would be better if I just take a $6 toll or a fast track lane in order for me to get to San Francisco faster.
Because like I said before, like it's actually like a 10-minute difference. If it was a 20 or 30-minute difference, I definitely would have considered going the
I still wouldn't.
going the number one way.
I mean, I still wouldn't do that unless you really are saving money or something. But
honestly, it's also the fact of how the traffic flow wouldn't be nearly as bad as when I would take Golden Gate Bridge or anything, because when you take the San Francisco, like the Golden Gate Bridge, the fast track, the main way, it does sometimes gets trafficy, other times it doesn't. Whereas when I take the back road, there tends to be
there's got to be tons of traffic. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like, you may not see it on the map, but there probably will be like traffic on the way. I'm just saying, like, even though you have to sit with traffic, it's better if you just deal with it. You know, I mean, I think I take the shorter route compared to the longer routes.
I mean, I'll definitely consider taking the shorter route later on in the future, but for now,
I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's a really bad decision.
Like I said before, I do have that fast track. I do have the fast track thing.
Do you pay the fast track at least?
I don't pay the fast track.
So why don't you actually use the fast track to get to your freaking destination?
Like I don't, because the fast track thing looked really dead. Looked kind of
No,
old.
it doesn't matter. It will still count. Oh my god.
I mean, it will still count, but I didn't want to have my folks pay. I didn't want to have my folks pay up.
Okay,
every
well
single time.
that's one thing. I mean,
That's the thing.
maybe link it to your account so you can pay it yourself.
I mean, like that is something to consider in the future. But
Oh my gosh. Dude, come on.
it's not even nearly as long as I expected. Like when I first went that route, I was fearing it would be like an hour or more, but it turns out to be like 45 or 50 minutes. So
Still like a longer time. So okay. If I were to go to a flight to San Francisco Airport, I would take a bridge. Okay.
yeah, that's what I mean. Whenever,
Like if there's a big important event that I have to go through, I will take a bridge. Like Japantown or a big event happening in SF.
But here's the thing, that's a big important event. Whereas with me, it's just more like meeting up someone in Daly City, which Daly City is a pretty chill part of San Francisco.
Also very
compared to the
very
others.
Filipino-y, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said before, Daly City is one of those chill, low key.
Do you actually no?
in comparison to the others.
I'm just saying, like, do you know that? No, did you notice there's a lot of Filipinos that are in Daly City? It's like a well-known area for us because all the restaurants and stuff are full of Filipinos.
I actually didn't notice.
Oh, you
that
didn't?
much. Maybe it's because I haven't seen as much Filipinos during that day as expected.
Were you
or
just
maybe-
like at your friend's place that whole time?
No. We were at a restaurant and we went to a movies at the mall, but there wasn't any like. I haven't really noticed that there was so many Filipinos.
Yeah.
It's more like
That's the reason why like I appreciate like Milpitas, Daly City, and Union City.
what I saw was multiple groups of diverse races and stuff like
No,
that.
I know. I'm just saying, like, well, if you notice, like, in the area in Daly City, in Milpitas, and in Union City, like, in Union City specifically, since you live close to it, did you notice that there were, like, is a community of Filipinos that are around there? Because most of the Filipino, like, restaurants that they have in the Philippines are actually there in those towns. So that's the reason why it's, like, it feels so homely, just the fact that, like, I get to, feel like comfort of home when I'm in those towns to say. So when I heard Daly City, I'm like, oh wow, my hometown.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen many in Union City, you included. I've seen many in Milpitas, but Daly City, I have a feeling that I may see, like, as I go to Daly City more and more, I might see like a good number of them.
So
A good
next
number of
time,
them.
whenever you go to these cities, please like look and be particular like what's going around because like you'll see a lot more like it's different compared to Newark and Fremont. Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's because like I'm still new to what's Daly City. Like I'm
I
still
mean,
new
I
to
mean,
it,
like
but-
in any city that you go to.
That
So
is true.
yeah, be like open-minded and see what kind of things you find in there. You might actually learn some Filipino culture in those cities. So
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm all for like I might even check out a Filipino restaurant.
yes,
one of
I
these
would
days.
recommend either Goldilocks, Max's, Jollibee. Jollibee is literally in Union City.
That is true, but I'm thinking about going to like a Filipino restaurant that is privately owned.
I don't know that one. Go find one for yourself then.
Yeah, I think that I think she'll love it too. She'll love it too.
Oh my God, you're still talking about her? Huh? Why is she Filipino?
No. She's actually not. She's half Chinese, half white.
Oh, okay, all right. But you said she like it. I'm like, are you treating her to a Filipino place?
No, because we're both into different kinds of foods. That's why.
Okay, yeah. Well, she'll like it. I'm pretty sure. Lumpia, pancit, adobo. Those are the specialties. The specialties.
Ube.
That's not Filipino.
Oh dang.
Yeah. Halo is Filipino.
Halo,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, come on,
halo.
dude, come on. Okay, all right. Enough of that aside, though. Also, I do have to say this. There's this chant that my friends keep on saying because somehow this past weekend I ended up actually winning a lot in the slots.
Really?
So
nice.
So it's weird because like I put down like $100 in, I ended up getting $300 out, and then everybody's like chanting behind me because they were all watched me win some slots. They're all saying, "Dinner's on Nate, dinner's on Nate, dinner's on Nate," and I'm like, "Oh no!"
Nice.
So it's weird because like we went to Super Bowl like for that weekend, and we did like eat some special like some foods here and there. So it's like I would say like the foods that we ate in the Super Bowl are kind of like familiar ones that we know. This time around, we went to like the bougie ones.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah, so we went to the Baclan. I remember Saturday night, went to the Baclan buffet that's in Caesar's Palace, and it was like really good. It's all you can eat buffet. Prime rib is amazing. The seafood is unlimited because it's all you can eat. It's buffet.
Nice.
So we end up getting like all these great foods, and there's like a lot of like diversity when it comes to all the foods there. You got Mexican food, Filipino food, Chinese food, and they get seafood, meats, and all that kind of jazz. And I'm like, dude, this feels like heaven.
I would imagine, yeah, especially since it's all you can eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine you must be in food heaven.
I was actually in food heaven. And then Sunday night, I booked a reservation and we went to Hell's Kitchen.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we went to Hell's Kitchen. So it's my second time actually going to Hell's Kitchen, and I ended up getting the
Beef Wellington?
Yeah, of course I will.
Of course you're going to get the Beef Wellington. You're in Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, I know. Well, you had it too.
Yeah, it's the number one thing to get because let me tell you, Beef Wellington is Gordon Ramsay's number one staple food.
It's that, and then like some other my friends also did get other things. So like I think my friend ended up getting like the tri-tip steak, like the New York strip steak or something. Another friend of mine ended up getting like the chicken food, which is also really good. Nonetheless, it's Hell's Kitchen. It's Gordon Ramsay stuff. You're gonna probably love like all the food that's over there. So we had that. It is, I mean, like I said, it's bougie, so we're gonna be a little bit pricey when it comes to this. But I was like, whatever, like I could pay this off, whatever. It was a really fun time hanging out with my friends and eating all that good food. So that was pretty much our weekend. And then I also showed around like what the strip is now. So like I showed them the Resorts World. I showed them like what was it? The Venetian all the way down to Caesar's Palace. We also went to the Taco Bell Cantina. Got some good drinks there, which we didn't do at Super Bowl weekend.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm just saying because like I think like this trip that we went to, I think we missed out on a couple things. So that's why when we went with my friends this weekend for the Las Vegas trip, I thought it was actually more fun that way. So yeah.
Yeah, because you got to drink more, and also because you didn't have to suffer from that.
Yes, I know. I was depressed about that stupid game. Do you think the reason why I don't have any Niner gear around, right?
Yeah, I can see why. Yeah, honestly, I think that we would have done all those things, had the game went the other way.
If they did, yeah, because it also felt that way too. Like, you almost had it, and then they got it. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my god, it's such a memorable weekend. But we'll talk about that later on this episode. Anyways, let's go talk about all the things that's new in the animation world, right?
Yes, let's get started.
All right. So the first thing we're gonna talk about right now is this brand new movie that's coming out real soon, called Despicable Me. Let me. It's up here. Here we go. So let's actually talk about this brand new movie that's coming out this summer called Despicable Me 4. Now, there have been already 3 movies of Despicable Me. First off, what was it? The first movie where he talked about Gru and how he ended up raising kids. Second movie, we talked about him getting married to some other hero. Third one, he has a brother. Fourth one, now he has a baby. Explain your thoughts on like how you saw Despicable Me 4 in the trailer that popped up.
When I saw the premise of Despicable Me 4, I'm sort of thinking to myself, number one, do we really need another Despicable Me movie?
Ooh.
I feel like Illumination sort of has its cash cow.
Illumination has like so many other movies. You got Sing, you have Mario Brothers movie. And
Hello, Mario Brothers movie. Hello.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, Illumination, I know you're on the right track, but like, do we need another one? That's the other thing.
It's those damn Minions. The Minions are to blame.
Okay, but then like Minions has its own movie series too. Remember Minions 1, Minions 2,
That's it. See, and that further enhances Illumination milking not only the Despicable Me franchise, but also the Minions themselves. I mean, hell, yeah, you just pointed out, like, the Minions even have their own movie. Not only that, they have their own 2 movies.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I actually, to be fair, like, the Minions movies are not bad, but the first one maybe is kind of like weird just because it's like, oh, the Minions they have been born ever since like the caveman years, to say.
Yeah, I'm gonna be straight with you. Okay, like the first Minions movie was mediocre. It wasn't anything that great, although I do have a thing for Scarlet Overkill.
Oh my god, really? Just because of her being
Scarlet Overkill
Okay.
is so damn attractive.
Second movie on the other hand, I kind of liked it just because it tells you how Gru became a villain. So
Yeah, the second movie was better because it further explored the relationship between Gru at a young age and the minions. So it was nice to see Gru's childhood.
yeah, I really kind of do like the whole structure of like having minions and Despicable Me, but I was thinking like they would probably continue on with minions, not like have another Despicable Me movie, because like you have it all settled down. Like you're married, you settled your brother's like dead in the third movie, and now another villain's gonna pop up in 4. Now you have a kid.
Yeah, honestly, I think it would have been better if there would be, instead of Despicable Me 4, why not have Minions 3?
Yeah, because I want to see like Gru's first mission with the minions or something like that.
Not only that,
And like how he grew up to become, Gru that we see today in Despicable Me.
not only that, but if they went the route of Minions 3, then it would be 2 complete different sets of trilogies centered based on the Despicable Me universe, where you got the Despicable Me trilogy and you got the Minions trilogy.
Yeah, and again, they just continue on with a new Despicable Me, so it's like,
Yeah, it's just this like wary feeling I have. I have this like suspicious feeling. I'm just like, okay, are you gonna are you gonna keep hammering it down?
Well,
are we gonna get Despicable Me 5?
well,
Are we get Despicable Me 6?
I'm feeling like it's going to be that way. But here's the thing: remember, Super Mario Bros. Movie is doing the same thing right now. Okay, we're having 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly. Okay, so
Well, see, that's different with me. Like, for me, it's the more Mario, the better, because we finally got an actual representation of the video games in movie format that's actually done right, and I couldn't be happier. Whereas Despicable Me, it's been long going. It's been ongoing.
you think it should be like done after 3?
I feel like I feel like it should have been like after 3, because when it comes to movies as a whole, I think 3 is the magic number. Like 3.
Well, the third one wasn't that great though.
The third one wasn't that great. You're right.
At least the second movie actually showed like he actually had a happy life with the kids and a new wife.
Yeah, the first two Despicable movies were very funny. They had heart. They were all around really great movies to watch. The third movie was sort of, the fact that all of a sudden, Gru has a twin brother. It came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. I was like, what the hell?
Like, are you
Okay, but to be fair, did you expect that villain to become a part of the South Park crew, for example?
I know, like honestly, the best thing about the Despicable Me 3 movie is the villain that is voiced by Trey Parker.
Yeah,
Like,
so you have a little voice of like, what is it, Standard Cartman or something. Yeah, but it's not Standard Cartman, but it is like a literal, like, it is literally him who's doing it.
This isn't really, and this is not a bias from me, like as a Trey Parker fan, which I am a huge Trey Parker fan. I felt like his performance like really was legit comedic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I couldn't really judge when it comes to all the villains and stuff, but I'm just gonna say, like, why a 4? I guessing just again they are milking the cow when it comes to this. It's kind of like feeling like the Ice Age movies, for example. Like, you milked the hell out of Ice Age, and I'm like, why do we do this?
Yeah, seriously, Illumination, just because Blue Sky did with Ice Age, just because Sony did with Hotel Transylvania, doesn't mean you have to do it with Despicable Me.
I know, but it is their main franchise. I mean, that's what they did with Blue Sky, too. Blue Sky's main franchise was Ice Age, too.
Their flagship, I get it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm saying, like, there is a way you could have a Despicable Me 4 movie actually work. The only way it would have been necessary is if you had the 3 adopted daughters all grown up.
That's what I was thinking, too. Like, well, in the 4th movie, do we see them all grown up? Let's actually talk about the trailer right now.
Yeah.
So, let's break it down and actually see this whole trailer here, because, like, we see the trailer. Gru is, Gru being the villain. His wife, Lucy, she's also a villain now. And his adopted daughters are still there. Simply being the usual happy family that we used to see. That, it's not quite complete now because there's a new Gru, by the way, that's also in this movie. And while his loves his mommy, while his mom loves Lucy, he's not quite of his dad Gru. What are your thoughts about the baby?
I'm gonna have to say this. I look at this new baby and I'm thinking to myself, that looks like a 99-cent Flapjack. Like, I swear. Doesn't he look like Flapjack, Jack from The Incredibles? The Incredibles baby,
yeah.
Jack. He's definitely a discounted Jack.
I'm feeling like very Incredibles from what I'm seeing right now.
Like, they literally stole the character design of Jack, first of all. But let's get into the actual character itself, other than how the baby looks. Now, in terms of the baby, I could see a sort of like interesting direction they take with them. Like instead of one of it's so you got Gru's children who are adopted. It's interesting to see Gru's one of Gru's children actually be biological child of his. And so I look at this, I'm thinking, I'm curious about the direction they take with him. But at the same time, though, there's the fact that Gru Jr. hates his guts for some reason.
I really am I really was weirded about that too, because it's like, oh, because mama's boy, maybe he's a mama's boy, he just hangs out with Lucy a whole lot of times instead Gru is not being fatherly or something. Or maybe just because he's a villain is the reason why the baby doesn't like him.
I think maybe it's because of more of the facts of, let's be honest, villainy is genetic. Like, that's kind of the thing. Like, villainy runs in the DNA, and I feel like this baby got that from his dad, Gru. And I think that's why he's so bratty and evil-natured, as we've seen in the trailer. Now, of course, in the movie, of course, we're going to see more that meets the eye when it comes to baby. I'm sure that he does have legitimate reasons to act this way. I mean, of course, he is a baby. It comes to the territory. But even so, though, the fact that he has to act particularly nasty towards his dad in particular, I'm going to be honest, it felt kind of off to me.
Do you think, like, the baby actually is like, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it is his baby, right? It can't just be like a spy or something, right?
No. It's got to be, because when you look at the resemblance right there, like you just see how he has Gru's eyebrows, and then you see the top of his hair.
So the orange hair is
Lucy's.
Yes, orange hair of Lucy's.
It's definitely. I would bet you anything. I would bet my savings. It's definitely, Gru and Lucy's biological son.
Okay, well, we'll see how it is, but yes, they have a brand new kid, by the way. Also, the other thing, too, I want to bring up, how are the other kids? I mean, I forgot their names. Sorry, I haven't seen Despicable Me a lot.
Margot, Edith, and my favorite one, Agnes.
Yeah, so all those three, have they grown up? Have there been signs that they've at least grown up now? Because I would imagine Margot finally going to college or something, right?
No, so what they did was they took the... Simpsons route where they don't age up the characters.
Oh, come on. I mean,
they don't age up the characters
look at the second movie. At least the oldest one ended up actually getting like a possible date with a guy.
Yeah, but like in terms of like physical wise and character design wise, and also the way they behave and all that stuff, you look at them and you think they haven't aged much at all.
What the heck? But the thing is, like, they have a child, so I'm assuming that they, it's been 3 or 4 years ever since that wedding in Despicable Me 2.
They grew taller, but I mean,
I would imagine Agnes becoming like, at least a 7-year-old now instead of caring about a plushie now,
Yeah. It's so fluffy.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
But yeah, I look at them and I think to myself, like I said before, the fourth movie would have worked if they have grown up all the way from somewhere between teenagers to young adults.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just weirded out. I mean, like, it doesn't tell me like they actually grew up, which kind of sucks because I want to feel like Margot can make it to college now, and have the other two like continue to be in school, those kind of things. We never see them in school, actually, have we?
Yeah, no, I don't think we have. Not that I recall.
So school doesn't matter. It kind of feels like this big city greens thing here.
It does sort of feel that way, but I think that they might age up in a future Despicable Me movie if they ever do make a future Despicable Me movie.
I feel like they might.
Which they will.
I feel like they might. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. After they make 4, they're probably gonna be a 5 and 6 because that 6 movie thing that they will do now.
Maybe even a 7.
Oh no! Are you trying to be like Star Wars now, having 9 movies?
I'm thinking more like more like 3 sets of trilogies.
Okay, so besides the fact that Gru now has a family and has a brand new kid, there are also brand new villains that are going to be in this new Despicable Me film. We've got Maxime Lamal, voiced by Will Ferrell, and Valentina, voiced by Sofia Vergara. Apparently, Maxine wants revenge on Gru for some reason that the movie will explain later. What are your thoughts about revenge? It feels like these villains are out for revenge on Gru, but we never heard about them.
Yeah, we haven't heard about them, but you look at them and you think to yourself, yeah, they really do fit the bill when it comes to villains of the Despicable Me universe. Like, they're comedic, they have their funny moments, but at the same time, they could be legitimately threatening. And I feel like Maxime Lemal and Valentina really do fit the bill, especially when you consider the voice actor and actress themselves. Like Will Ferrell can be hit or miss when it comes to his comedy, but Will Ferrell is known to be like this comedic actor, and I feel like a character voicing a Despicable Me character is very fitting. And also, fun fact, it's not the first time that Will Ferrell has voiced in a movie where there is a anti-hero / villain. Keep in mind, this is the guy who voiced Megamind.
Yes, but that was also a DreamWorks film, so that's not relating to this.
It's not related to this, but it's sort of interesting in a way where you got the same actor voicing a movie starring a same.
But here's the thing, like
it's the same kind of character.
Well, here's the thing, Will Ferrell isn't like mostly like animated films too. I mean, like I see him act a lot. I mean, we've seen him in Barbie, for example. He did a great job being the CEO of Mattel, for example.
I'm saying is that Megamind and Gru like do have a lot of similarities.
Anti-hero kind of thing.
That sort of thing.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, but I'm really gonna compare characters with voice actors. To be fair, like I know Will Ferrell is definitely an amazing voice actor, and he's a great actor himself. So having him in is also pretty awesome. Sofia Vergara, I haven't heard her in quite a while, but it's good to see that she's actually back into acting. To say,
yeah, she's back into acting. Like we haven't seen Sofia Vergara in a long time since Modern Family.
And America's Got Talent. She's in that.
I haven't watched much America's Got Talent, but I remember having fond memories of watching Modern Family.
Yeah. And to be fair, like she's still a great actress, and for her to actually be Valentina from the trailer I saw, seems to be like quite fitting to say. I'm not really judging the villains just yet, but they look impressive to say.
Yeah.
So far,
what it is that it's pretty much going by first impressions, and from what we've seen, they do look to be promising, comedic yet threatening villains.
Yeah, so it looks to be very impressive of those villains, so we can't wait to see how that'll go. Now, I get it. Illumination is pretty much riding on Despicable Me. It's their most successful IP. But the thing is, like, Illumination has other movies. We already talked about it. Super Mario Bros. Movie, Sing, Migration, for example. They just released that out. Now, I'm kind of feeling like, where's the originality that Illumination has? I mean, you've got it already with Super Mario Bros. Movies. Migration looked really good. I'm not gonna lie, it looked really good.
It really did.
Yeah,
I
would say normal, but it's like above average compared to like other animated films.
I would say 2023 was definitely a good year for Illumination.
Yeah, because Super Mario Bros. Movie, I'm pretty sure that's the reason why you want to talk about that.
Not just that, but also Migration. You got two hits in the same year.
Okay, well, also the other thing too about in Migration, they also had that short. Yeah, they also had that short, by the way.
Mooned. It was mooned.
It was that freaking, like, what was it? That Vector guy still up in the moon. So it kind of tells you the continuity of the first movie.
Yeah, it definitely. It was a fun little short with Vector and the Minions because ever since the first movie, we've been curious to see how Vector was doing up in the moon, and as you could tell from the short, he's not doing so good.
No, because he
got defeated.
Yeah, he got defeated, and plus the Minions are actually having a fun time. You know, happy and all.
Much of Vector's annoyance, like.
I don't think that short was actually pretty funny. So yeah, how did that get nominated for an Oscar, huh? Yes. Well, then again, I don't know what's going on with the Oscars, but I'm pretty sure there's some shorts that should have made it. We've already discussed this before.
Once upon a studio.
Yeah, exactly. So now I want to ask you, from the impression, what are your impressions on the trailer? Do you think it will actually be successful? Are you going to be watching it this summer?
I'm just going to say that in terms of Despicable Me 4, it could be on par with the third movie where it was a bit unnecessary, not much needed. At worst, it could be, just straight up unnecessary. At best, it could be meh, you know. I'm not expecting it to be like up there with the first two. Like they got it's got a long way to go before it could reach that level.
You know what's kind of funny? I never watched 3. So what? Do I have to? I mean, I have to watch 3 obviously, just because I want to see what the hell the brother is. And am I going to see the brother here in this movie too? By the way,
we don't know. We don't know if we'll see Drew, but I will tell you this. Well, you're not missing much when it comes to Despicable.
That's what I'm gonna say. Like, I feel like it's a filler movie, just because you're saving your brother from peril or something.
Like I said before, the twin brother, the whole thing came out of nowhere, left field.
Right. So I don't know. I feel like this is more of a continuity, because it's like third movie doesn't feel correct of a twin brother. If he does come back, then it will be a correlating thing to have it incorporated in 4. But if there's no mention of him, then it kind of tells me like, oh, you just scrapped out 3. This is just an absolute nothingness then.
Like if they never mentioned Drew at all, it would just render Despicable Me 3 completely pointless.
Yeah, exactly. So I really hope they actually mention him somehow in 4. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of getting into the whole Despicable Me thing. I mean, I loved Despicable Me 1. It was pretty funny to watch. 2 was not bad. And of course I didn't watch 3, so I wouldn't know about that. But when I saw Minions Rise of Gru, it made me want to, get into that Minions lore to say. So like, oh, Minions movie Rise of Gru. Oh, they found Gru. Oh, he's now, friends with the Minions, and now he's going to become the big villain, like what we're seeing in Despicable Me.
You know what would have worked is if you had Minions 3. With Minions 3, I would imagine that they would do a teenage Gru.
Yeah, they will. They will probably have a teenage Gru, and obviously the Minions are going to be like invading his like personal life in that. So
Yeah.
I was gonna say like maybe that would be fun, and then maybe after that one villainy thing that he did over at the Minions 3 movie, he'll become what would be in Despicable Me.
Oh yeah, like it's definitely what the Minions movies. It's definitely what the Minions movies are pretty much all about. Like how the Minions came to be, and pretty much the build up to Gru becoming the iconic villain we know today.
Right, exactly. So, I really don't know. I feel like I might actually watch this. I kind of am interested in like how this will go. I really hope it actually is successful compared to 3. Maybe a little bit better. I kind of really do hope like the kids end up actually do have like a change. Can't be like the same old young Agnes, because it's like the voice actress herself probably is growing up right now. Okay.
Yeah, puberty can really hit you.
Yeah, and also like Miranda Cosgrove, I understand like she's Margot and she's older as well, and yeah, she's an iCarly. Okay, she's in that new iCarly too, and I'm just thinking like maybe she can like go to college now. Maybe Margot can go to college, and like Agnes can go to like high school and see how they'll go.
Yeah, like I said before, definitely like I said before, how the future Despicable Me movies can really work, can really be necessary, is if you have the adopted daughters growing more and more.
I really hope they actually like make them grow up or something, because it would make it a whole lot better to see like, hey, there's continuity here. It can't just be them being kids ever since the first movie. Okay.
Like, seriously, age up your characters. Have them be like grow up to teenagers or adults.
Yeah, exactly. I hope that actually happens. I mean, like it. I mean, I don't want to compare Incredibles 2, considering that it was pretty much like literally what happened next after 1. So there was no continuation or like anything that'll grow up or anything. So
yeah, no, because Incredibles 2 took place right after Incredibles 1, despite the fact that like it took like over a decade for the second movie to be made. There was like over a decade gap in between the first Incredibles movie and the second Incredibles movie.
Yeah, they just continued on from literally what happened after the first movie. So
same with the Despicable Me movies, like the huge gap between 3 and 4. Not nearly as long as the Incredibles, of course, but there was that long gap in between those Despicable Me movies.
Right, but we don't know. I mean, like I said, this looks to be interesting. So again, we are going to be looking at a new franchise for Despicable Me. We got probably more movies coming in the way for them. I don't know, Elimination. I don't know what your plan is, but do we need more?
Well, according to the Minions,
but
or I don't know how you speak Minion for yes, but yeah, the Minions would have to disagree with us and just say, yes, we need more and more. Give us more Elimination.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, Despicable Me More will come out on July 3rd in theaters everywhere. So for those who are big fans of Despicable Me, this definitely is a movie for you. Go ahead and check it out this July.
Yeah, so in other words, it takes place before 4th of July, so big coincidence.
Big coincidence indeed. All right, let me switch prompts here. Let's bring up our next topic. All right, this is our next topic. Where's my mouse? You need that thing. All right. So next up on our agenda, we're gonna be talking about first impressions on the brand new season of Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur. Omid finally finished up season 1. He's hyped about it, and I finished up season 1. It's absolutely hype for Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur to finally come into the second season, especially the fact that in the end of season 1, it ended up with a very, very amazing cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur is something that I should have finished up long ago, but I finished it up like a few weeks prior to Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur Season 2 being released. And let me tell you, I couldn't be happier because, yeah, Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur is such an amazing show. From start to finish.
Yeah.
The animation is very unique and very comic book style-esque. And now also you got the soundtrack, which is like alternative hip-hop. Like, let me tell you.
That's a banger. It's a freaking banger to say, yeah.
The songs are killer bangers. Like, oh my gosh. I'm Moon Girl Magic!
Yeah, I mean, the theme song undoubtedly is amazing. And then, like, all of the music from Season 1 is just absolutely amazing. Season 2 is continuing on. And I know that 14 episodes have already been dropped on Disney+. And it is considering the fact that it's still all hype. Like, a lot of people have been having positive reviews about, like, Season 2 right now. But for this particular one that we're doing right now, we're only going to be reviewing the first 2 episodes as part of our first impressions block, by the way. Something new for the Anination podcast. So
yeah, so pretty much we're going to be talking about episodes 1 or 2. We will not be going over the episodes that came after that. So we're just this is gonna be pretty much our brief thoughts on the well, not very brief, but it's more like our thoughts, our first.
So technically, it's kind of an episode review right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, you can pretty much say that it's a continuation of our episode reviews.
So, remember, like we did this for Has Been Hotel. We have our first impressions on that as well. So we're doing the same thing for every other cartoon that we've got going on. So, like, if any new thing comes up, like for example, Really Loud House Season 2, or Rock Paper Scissors, that new cartoon that came out on Nickelodeon, or something new coming out like Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix, we'll have to bring up our first impressions here on the podcast.
Yeah, because that's what we're all about. Giving first impressions, letting you know how we feel about certain projects.
Yeah. So obviously our Hyper Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur is huge. That's the reason why we're going to be talking about it right now. And undoubtedly, like from the first episode of Season 1, for the first episode of Season 2, impressive. What'd you think?
Oh yeah, definitely. Season 2, I would say it definitely keeps that momentum. It definitely keeps that quality of Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur that already made Season 1 so awesome.
Yeah, indeed.
and it even adds layers upon the story in the Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur series for all the reasons we're going to be talking about shortly with regards to the first 2 episodes of Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur.
Yeah. So let's actually hop on to the first episode and give our thoughts about it. It's called The Great Beyonder. But actually start off in this particular moment here. We had a flashback for like the first scene, and it was when Lunella and the original Moon Girl literally were going to split apart. Your thoughts on this particular moment that popped up?
Oh my god, like my heart, man. Like, you know, it'll especially crush your soul if you have a grandparent, especially grandmother who you're especially close with. This will hit you in the heart. Because yeah, it's pretty much Lunella trying to like go save day, but she says goodbye to Minnie.
This literally was This literally was the Season 1 finale. Like, you telling me you're going to end the show? You're going to be ending the season just like that, where Lunella went to the multiverse, and Mimi and Casey and Devil Dinosaur are pretty much stuck there. I'm like, what are you doing to Lunella?
It's such a tearjerker moment. It really is, and you can especially see the eyes, like visually, the character design wise, you look at the eyes of both Mimi and Lunella. You see that they both have a deep connection, but they both know for a fact that Lunella has to go because, you know,
it's the only way
to save the multiverse. Yeah. The only way to save the universe.
It's the only way to save all of them to actually get out of the multiverse. Yes,
which is a very dangerous mission, mind you, especially for a little kid like Lunella.
Yeah,
but
she was just a teenager, guys. She's just a teenager.
Yeah, I get it. She's Moon Girl, but still, though, at a very young age. Let me tell you, it's going to be quite a traumatic experience for her, and it was.
Yes, so let's actually move on here because we kind of wondered what happened to Lunella, and it turns out she is in the multiverse. She pretty much is like sucked into some sort of circular void here. And you're thinking like Lunella's probably gonna be trapped there forever, seeing all these monsters and stuff. That is until you get to see Beyonder, out of all people, actually pop up out of nowhere.
Beyonder, the return of Beyonder.
Yeah, so Beyonder comes in. Lunella picks him. She picks up Lunella. They go off to this distant land out here. That's pretty much all sabotaged. What are your thoughts on having Lunella and Beyonder meet up again? Because before they were not as great as partners, to say.
Oh yeah, no, like Lunella and Beyonder were definitely not friends in Season 1. Now, Beyonder's first appearance especially, Beyonder was Lunella's enemy. And then later on in the series, Beyonder did somewhat excuse me, Beyonder did somewhat help Lunella in a way later on by helping her conquer her fear in Beyonder's own twisted, in his own twisted way, like in his own chaotic way. But it was definitely for Lunella's own good. So there was some semblance of good of Beyonder within him. Now season two, however, is where they're going to touch and expand upon the connection between Lunella and Beyonder, and throughout their journey together, it's going to help change their relationship for the better.
Now, here's my thing. Beyonder is supposed to be an all well-known being, so he knows the multiverse. He knows all of this here. It's supposed to be like the person. It's got to be like the Watcher in Marvel, for example. But this Beyonder person, he's just helping Lunella out because I'm pretty sure he's like, what? Oh, Lunella's like the smartest person in the earth. I might as well follow her, you know? Kind of creepy for one thing, but at the same time, Beyonder is an ally and a villain. Because before, when we saw him in season 1, he kind of feels like a villain.
Oh, yeah. No, his first appearance was villain. His second appearance, second or third, his second major appearance, where Lunella had to conquer her fear, it sort of came off as a frenemy sort of relationship. Because it's him messing with Lunella, but at the same time trying to help Lunella. And with this episode, we're going to touch upon how, like I said before, it'll definitely help elevate Lunella and Beyonder's bond.
Now, yeah. So in this particular world, obviously, you know, you get to see Lunella and Beyonder talk about their situation. Yes, we get to see Mimi is the original Moon Girl, etc. Multiverse, blah, blah, blah. That's pretty much like your synopsis of season 1, or the end of season 1. Now they're in this abandoned place, but there's one issue that comes up to mind for the Beyonder. His powers don't work anymore.
Yeah, when he tries to snap, nothing happens, so he's powerless. He's pretty much...
So what's your thoughts on the situation now that the Beyonder is pretty much useless and Lunella needs to go home, and this whole thing about a black hole getting to the other side of Earth in order for them to go home? The situation that's going on right now.
Yeah, it really does suck for Beyonder, but at the same time, this would definitely help change it for the better, because let's be real here, this is the first time that we've seen Beyonder at his vulnerable state. Like, you know how Beyonder, it's Beyonder with his powers, like, because that's how he's called Beyonder in the first place, because, you know, he could go anywhere, he could travel everywhere, he could go this, that, and then work his powers to go to multiple universes. He's basically, he's basically a bizarre Doctor Strange in a sense. He's Doctor Strange if he went crazy.
Doctor Strange doesn't really do all of those kind of things, though. Like, he's more like a Jesus or something, a god or something, because he could do anything.
Yeah, or you could say that, well, you pointed it out, he is the crazy Watcher in a sense. But,
yeah.
But what I'm getting at is that this is the first time that we've seen Beyonder powerless and vulnerable.
Yeah, and the way I'm kind of seeing Beyonder, it just feels like he's so weak, he's vulnerable, like anybody can attack him, and he will be probably dead if he doesn't get protected. That's the reason why Lunella is there, to at least save him from all things that are going on.
Yeah, so it's very interesting to see how... Also, another thing to point out, too, is that it's the first time you get to see Lunella and Beyonder as a duo, in which Lunella is the powerful one, while Beyonder is the weak one.
Although, to be fair, they still weren't great friends or great partners when they were in that little abandoned area.
What I'm getting at is that in season 1, usually we see these two together. Usually Beyonder is the one who has the strength, who has the power of the two. Whereas in season 2, it's vice versa. It's the other way around. So I think it's an interesting twist on the dynamic.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when we see later on this episode, Beyonder does get his powers back. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but for now, we're just focusing on the bickering and the bantering between the two.
Yeah. So let's continue on here. Obviously, these two are not great partners together. They're just stuck in this weird place of the multiverse. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Beyonder. Apparently, he's made a lot of enemies. Oh, yeah. A lot of them. Because, Beyonder, trolling, messing around with aliens. Yeah, honestly, yeah, it may work on Lunella and you won't suffer the consequences, but when you do it to supernatural creatures, yeah, you're going to get your ass beaten. So what are your thoughts on who the Beyonder is? Because it feels like the Beyonder actually goes everywhere and starts actually ruining worlds here and there.
It really does expand upon what Beyonder does and what he's capable of. And it really does expand upon how much chaos and destruction Beyonder can really bring to all kinds of worlds, and we see how it affects, other supernatural beings in other worlds, and how they could turn on him easily once Beyonder ends up weakened.
To be fair, there's so many villains that apparently wanted to get his butt. I mean, if anything, like a weak Beyonder, he doesn't have the powers. He obviously is going to get creamed. Thankfully, Lunella is there to help him out. What are your thoughts on having Lunella out of all places, even if their partnership hasn't been that great? Continues to help Beyonder out of all places.
Yeah, Lunella being the protector of Beyonder is quite interesting, not just because of the fact of how I brought up how, it's an interesting twist in which Lunella's a powerful one, but also the fact of how it shows how Lunella, no matter what, and no matter what foe that she has faced in the past, like, whenever they're in danger, Lunella is willing to help them, no matter how much of a rivalry that she has with them. And this is no exception. And of course, you got these weird alien-looking creatures. They all look unique, by the way. What I like about the character designs about the aliens is how each of them have their own unique style to them.
They feel like they're going to be villains from other places that you'll see in the MCU or anything in Marvel coming out real soon.
And so you see Lunella being the aliens' asses, and then while she's beating them, you hear this song called "Juice It Up," and "Juice It Up" has quite a beat. It has this.
Well, we talked
beat.
about how great the music is, and
Yeah.
we're talking about it how right now how the music has been. Like all the tracks of Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur has just been great. So
"Juice It Up" is one of my favorites because of how well it blends with the action scene as well.
I feel like, well, I don't want to talk more about the music, but to be fair, like all of the finale episodes from season 1, those songs were great, by the way. So
Oh yeah, as always,
yeah,
as always.
put that Moon Girl magic on there. I'm gonna be slapping that song everywhere.
Girl magic.
Yeah. So yeah, we get to see the weird villains here and there, but then one particular villain duo that we never expected was apparently Devil Girl and Moon Dinosaur.
Yes. We have the alternate.
So there is a was it multiverse, an alternate reality where you get to see a Devil Girl and Moon Dinosaur. So your thoughts on this kind of partnership happening?
I like the direction to go with this. I really do like it because you do see an evil alternate version of Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur. And you switch up the names. It's, Devil Girl and Moon Dinosaur. And let me tell you, both of them look so fierce. They look so intimidating.
I feel like
especially Devil Girl herself.
I feel like they're going to be a little bit more aggravated, especially the fact that the Beyonder apparently messed them up too. So
Oh yeah, and she was ready to kick Beyonder's butt, but then Moon Girl, of course, has to step in and protect him from her evil alternate self. So yeah, what I do like is the overall design about how when you look at them character design wise, and especially Devil Girl's outfit, she definitely looks to be a darker Moon Girl.
And it's kind of weird because obviously Moon Girl from the one that we know, you kind of feel like, oh my god, they're gonna be a great partnership. That doesn't seem to be the case here.
It reminds me of that one scene from Across the Spider-Verse at the very ending.
Yeah,
remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that.
You got evil Miles Morales facing good Miles Morales. This is the same thing here. I actually want to see more of these two characters.
It makes me think about the whole Spider-Verse thing. And I swear to God, multiverse theory things here and there, why don't we have, I've been saying this the whole time. Miles Morales, come on, show up in the show. I swear to God.
Either Miles Morales or maybe one of the Wakandans.
Okay, that's true, because there's so much Wakanda references here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch, Luna's going to get her hands on the vibranium.
I mean, yeah, again, a lot of mentions of vibranium and stuff like that. I just swear to God, if you're a huge fan of MCU and just anything Marvel, and you just hear those references here and there in the show, it's oh my God, there is probably a correlation between this show and the MCU.
Marvel nowadays is going the multiverse route between MCU nowadays and Spider-Verse, and now Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur is taking his own putting his own hat on the ring. Yeah, Marvel is full chock. Most Marvel projects are chock full of multiverse projects.
Mm-hmm. So, what makes you feel like they actually? Do you actually think we're going to see them again? I feel like we will, but again, I've been seeing the new episodes of Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur. We have not seen anything about the multiverse yet. Nothing about another universe coming to coming to the Lower East Side or anything.
I feel like they do have the potential. I feel like these two have the potential
But
to.
do you feel like they're gonna be partners, or do you feel like they're gonna be villains? Like they're going to fight each other instead?
No matter what, I feel like they will have a big role later on, whether it be anti-heroes or straight up villains in general, or maybe you have Devil Girl and Moon Dinosaur, who are originally enemies of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, but then they all come to become friends as the series builds up, as the series progresses. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but all I gotta say is that these two, I feel like we're gonna see more of them in the future because they deserve to be better than just one-off characters.
It's an interesting idea, and if we don't see him again, it's fine. I mean, if anything, I do want to see more. Some appearances of other characters that will be in the MCU. I mean, we have seen Captain America in the show. We've seen Shield in this show. Maria Hill is in the show. I'm just saying.
Agent Hill is in the show.
I'm just saying, like, there's probably more things that'll pop up. I mean, you even got to see that guy from Iron Man. I'm sorry, the guy from Ant-Man also in the show too. Okay, so yes, this is just giving up those references, and I'm like, I love them. Like, I really want to see those more.
Yeah, we're gonna see recurring Marvel characters from the MCU, but at the same time, I feel we're gonna see some more new characters like these two. And also another interesting episode I want to see of Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur. I want to see Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur travel to their universe, see what their universe is like.
Well, we'll see how it goes. If she can actually travel all the way to another another universe, to say it isn't open, unlike unlike Doctor Strange can, you know. Maybe we could get to see Doctor Strange in the show. Ooh.
Watch it happen. Watch it happen.
All right, let's move on. Obviously, that was Devil Girl and Moon Dinosaur get defeated, but you also get to see a really mopey, Beyonder, because, yes, his powers are gone. He's just absolutely depressed. How do you like the fact that Lunella is actually helping him out by doing things like changing his hair, making sure he feels not great, while Lunella continues to work on that ship in order for them to get back home?
This is where Lunella's heart truly shines, because even though Lunella and Beyonder have had their differences, she does come to have compassion for those around her, whether or not they have faced her in the past. And Beyonder's no exception. She sees how Beyonder is wrecked, hopeless, and depressed without his powers, because Beyonder feels like without his powers, he's nothing. He feels like without his powers, he's not Beyonder. And so in comes Lunella to show how, he could still be great. He could still stand out even without his powers. And, she's helping him take baby steps in terms of that. And braiding his hair is definitely the first step to go.
If anything, I know that Lunella has been a jerk to Beyonder. Beyonder has been a jerk to Lunella. But to be fair, like, to see like Beyonder the state where it's like, I can't do anything, I feel so sad. It's really good to see like Lunella actually helping him out a bit. Tells you like how great a hero she is,
Yeah, and the braiding scene is also really nice to watch. You actually see Lunella teaching him how to
make braid. Yeah,
to make a braid, and and as she instructs him, you do see like the hair flowing very well, and also you see like the music really helping with the flow of the scene. It's just so heartwarming.
Exactly. So I just feel like Lunella, no doubt about it. I think she has that heroic like spirit in her, which is great to see. Now, obviously, you get to see Lunella and everything looks to be great. But I also want to talk about this particular scene here, where she looks back in this medal and she sees all her friends and family literally weeping for her. Oh my god.
The sooner Lunella gets back to her universe, the better.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, like that part, like she kind of tells me, like Lunella still remembers them. She misses home. She obviously misses Casey, Mimi, Devil, and obviously her family as well. I'm pretty sure she's absolutely worried that they're missing her. What happened to Lunella? Where is she? And everything. So
their sad little faces.
I know.
They miss their Lunella.
And I also get to see Lunella also get to tear up a little bit also there in that one scene. I'm like, oh, okay. I know that she has a mission to get back home. And I feel like this kind of is like a willing thing for her to do. It's like, oh my god, I miss them. I need to go home. That's why she just makes that ship.
Well, yeah, that's her whole mission. Like, that's why she's building the ship in the first place, is to get back to them. And the fact that she pretty much remembers them and about how she she's thinking to herself how sad they must be, and we do see their sad faces right there. Like like what we see here is Lunella's true motivation right there, and we do feel for them because Lunella has such a real connection with each and every one of them.
Exactly, and I just hope like that you're just hoping like when you're watching this episode, she'll make it home. She'll make it home, right? You know.
What gets me especially is Devil Dinosaur's tears. Like, no, it's like the big tear drops.
I mean, yeah, and also Casey. Oh,
Casey.
I know you lost your BFF. All right.
Casey's turned out to be Mimi's adopted granddaughter, by the way.
No. Well, then
Look at
again,
that.
then again, Casey.
Mimi and Casey are starting up a pretty big bond themselves. Like,
Well, because
Lunella.
Mimi again, Casey knows that Mimi is the original Moon Girl, so yeah. I mean, obviously, Mimi now knows that she's Lunella's Moon Girl. They have to partner up, obviously. So yeah, and also, I mean, Casey and Lunella fans, you're probably all gonna love that.
Casey Nella.
Moon Media is what they call the ship, by the way. All right, let's move on ahead. So yes, the black hole's there. They actually be able to get the ship. We also get to see scenes here and there where they actually do go through nature about that whole abandoned spot. How do you feel about this black hole? Because I feel like I've seen this before.
Yeah, the black hole is sort of a it's sort of a warning in the sense that
I feel like I've seen it in a movie somewhere.
quite familiar. An MCU movie?
Maybe. I think it's an Endgame. I might be wrong.
It might have been either Infinity War or one of those Doctor Strange.
I was thinking
movies.
maybe Infinity War, but nonetheless, I kind of felt like I saw that black hole somewhere, and I don't know. If y'all can say in the comments, go ahead and do so. But
yeah, it's definitely giving me a mix of Infinity War vibes and Doctor Strange vibes.
So the ship was made. You're thinking that it was pretty much a straight shot for them to head back home. That wasn't the case here because apparently a creature just came up and actually stops their path.
By the way, look at how intimidating and dark he looks right there. He looks legitimate threatening.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a really big man. Apparently, this tall man is like the leader of a clan in some other planet. The Beyonder went to that planet, ruined their planet because he was playing some space golf or stuff.
And he definitely looks the villain too. Like, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
You can see
if anything, you can see that. You can see the intimidation in him. And
the teeth and the eyes especially.
Yeah, it's Molecule Man. Molecule Man is supposed to be a very like well-known MCU like villain to say. Yes, he's not been introduced in the MCU yet, but if you read the comics, he apparently is a really dangerous villain.
Oh yeah, and like Molecule Man, like first impressions are, yeah, the guy is legit threatening, and they do a good job of that.
And we did get a warning for it. I know that they had announced that villain was going to come in season 2 of Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur, but to see him already in from the first episode, it kind of tells you like this is the main villain that you're going to see in this season.
Oh yeah,
forget Morlack. You have Molecule Man.
Oh yeah, Molecule Man's gonna be the big baddie in season 2. Let me tell you that. You got a new main antagonist right here.
Yeah, and it's looking to be quite intimidating. Now, I kind of do. Because the thing is, like, you're thinking like, okay, they're both gonna be defeated, right? I just hope that they're going to survive this, right? Well, Lunella had other plans. She's thinking like, if it's a Moon Girl magic, she could probably defeat him. No, I don't think so.
Hey, you can't win them all, Lunella. You can't win them all. You know, I know you defeated some villains in the past, but there are some villains you just can't defeat.
So you have the Moon Girl magic thing come up. There's a song that literally comes in where, like, throughout that song, she couldn't defeat him at all. Like, if you see those, like, sequences that came up, like, this villain undoubtedly is kicking Lunella's ass.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do see the poor girl getting her butt kicked, like, left and right. And like I said, it really does show how, Lunella, like I said, can't win them all. Like,
yeah, I feel like, you know, from all the things that happened, like, back in the Lower East Side, but back in the real world where she continues to, like, become a superhero and stuff like that, you're thinking, I would feel like in the back of her mind, she's thinking, like, I could defeat anybody. But no. Remember, this is the multiverse. So she can, like, you can defeat people in your world, but what about other worlds? And I'm like, well, this is your kind of reality check here, Lunella.
Yeah, it's a scary and violent experience, but at the same time, it's a humbling experience. It's a humbling experience.
I mean, I saw like the song come up and the sequences come in where she like Lunella's trying to kick her butt. He couldn't. He is kicking her butt instead. And there's also scenes where it's like she's getting tossed here and there. She's getting the spikes coming out of the ground. She's trying to run away from them
at a young age.
And she is stuck in the ground and looking at his face. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? She's going to die.
At a young age, too. She's so young. Like, she's so young. And then she's going through this crap. Like, damn.
Yeah, I looked at this and I'm like, oh my god, Linnell's gonna die. I'm like, oh my god, Linnell is like absolutely like defeated and everything.
And look at the way the Molecule Man look down on her. It's just like, like he has that, pathetic,
Yeah.
that pathetic internet meme that's coming around.
Right.
Molecule Man has that vibe right now.
No, it kind of does feel like that way too. It's like, yeah, look, like I know this Moon Girl person wants to defeat me, but I'm way better than her. That she was about to kick. She literally was about to stomp her. And I'm like, oh my god, she's dead. Oh. But out of all places, Beyonder actually does get his power back thanks to the Molecule Man's wand. Your thoughts on actually having, out of all places, like literally in the last second, while Lunella's about to die, Beyonder coming out of all places actually saving her?
Yeah, Beyonder, this really does show that, this really does prove that Lunella was right about Beyonder, still be Beyonder even without his powers. Like, Beyonder could still be useful. He can still manage to come out on top and win even without his powers, just, by using his hands, using his skills.
Well, those skills were learned by Lunella because Lunella taught him those.
And if it weren't for that, I don't think Beyonder would have successfully outsmarted Molecule Man, because Lunella gave Beyonder the newfound confidence that Beyonder needed in order to have confidence in himself in order to pull off this stunt.
Indeed.
And how he pulled it off was that he tiptoed right behind the Beyonder and captured his wand. And it's a trick that Lunella taught Beyonder when they were sneaking around in this alien bar. When Lunella and Beyonder were tiptoeing to get past the alien people in the bar. Of course, Beyonder failed miserably then, but then again, it was his first time learning to tiptoe. Here, he remembers how to tiptoe, and he learns to do it masterfully, and he uses it to save Lunella.
Now, to save Lunella by actually taking the wand out of his pocket by tiptoeing. So it actually tells him he got his power back and everything. And now he can do whatever he wants. Even make the Molecule Man a baby.
Oh, look, it's Molecule Baby. He's so cute.
So cute. Yeah.
He's so
okay, so it was a little embarrassing, obviously. And I love the fact that, what was it? The Beyonder took a selfie right in front of him, too. I'm like, okay, this actually was pretty funny. Plus, Molecule Man probably is pissed off.
He's so pissed off. He gonna cry. He gonna throw a tantrum. He gonna poop in his diaper.
So great job for Beyonder. And the other thing too is that he would have zapped Lunella all the way back to Earth, but he actually rode with Lunella back on that ship, and it actually did work. They were actually able to get to the other side of that black hole. But then remember. Lunella just faced a traumatic, I would say not a traumatic experience, but more like, oh my god, she almost died.
Yeah.
What do you think she would feel, guys? How do you think she would feel right now?
Okay, this is what I admire this episode for doing. I admire season 2 for doing, is that it's showing Lunella's PTSD, and we're going to continue to see more of her PTSD in the next episode we're going to talk about. But yeah, you can already feel Lunella's pain, her anguish, her post-traumatic stress disorder, from the sweating to the facial expressions all the way down to her eyes, and also the way that they show the blurry vision of Lunella's hands. This is full on PTSD representation, and it's done very well.
Oh my god, it actually was just like traumatizing. First off, you're traumatizing a kid, literally, like she's 13 years old. She just went through this, and I'm like, what the hell is happening? I'm like, oh my god, Lunella, like, she's not the superhero that she expected. I'm like, oh god, do you actually have to traumatize a kid, literally, from the first episode of the new season? I'm like, I know this is probably going to be an ongoing theme for the show, but I'm like, yo, this is great. I mean, it's great to see that, but it's like, oh my god, I feel so bad for Lunella right now.
Yeah, representation-wise, it's done excellently for all the details I just talked about. But when you look at it story-wise and character-wise, you can't help but feel like your heart pouring for this poor girl. Like you're pretty much feeling for her, because she went through this very traumatic experience at a very young age.
Yeah, and obviously she's trembling, and she's just absolutely, like, what was it, in a panic to say. So you know she's not okay. Mentally, absolutely, she's not okay. You may think that she's okay from the outside, but undoubtedly, you can just see from her expressions, she's not okay.
Any kid her age, well, actually, no, any person, let alone a kid this age, would go through the exact same thing if they went to a different universe and being stuck in that universe for a couple hours and then almost getting your ass beat by a interdimensional creature.
Yeah, so Lunella is not feeling great so far. But here's the thing. In the end, the episode actually ends where we actually get to see Lunella back with Casey, Mimi, and Devil Dinosaur. Everything looks to be back to normal. Looks like things are great that Lunella's back on the Lower East Side. No. We're not talking about that, okay? She's still traumatized as fuck. So,
you can clearly see from the facial expression alone, you can feel like she ain't doing okay.
No, she's not doing okay. And episode ends from there, by the way. So, that pretty much is the end of the first episode of the season 2 of Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur. And holy crap, there's so much things to actually process from it. What are your thoughts on the first episode of season 2?
Oh, let me tell you, season 2 ended with a huge banger because this episode really does help elevate the story elements and character elements tenfold, where you got Lunella traveling to another universe, which is something that she hadn't done before, and then you got Lunella and Beyonder being stuck in that same different universe, and then you see the rivalry transform into a friendship with Lunella helping Beyonder see his self-worth beyond just having powers, and then you see these different and unique looking alien creatures that reside in this universe. And then of course you got the alternate versions of Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, Devil Girl and Moon Dinosaur. I want to see more of them in the future.
All I gotta say is that it's a really impressive first season. Really impressive first episode of season 2 because it just continues on from what we saw from the end of season 1, how she handled the multiverse, the partnership that's going on between Yonder and Lunella. I just hope it actually does end out well, that they actually would work together in upcoming episodes for season 2. The fact that she returned with PTSD is going to be something that I am going to be looking forward to. I mean, PTSD obviously is something that a teenager does not want to go through, because it's like, oh my god, you almost had a near-death experience. How do you? I mean, you're obviously going to be feeling so traumatized from it. And I feel like this is going to be an ongoing thing for the upcoming episodes for season 2. So, besides that, I mean, we now get to see the big main villain, who's Molecule Man, and he seems to be like a real OG like villain that you don't want to mess with. Can she defeat Molecule Man in the final episode of season 2? I don't know. So it just gets you like excited to see like how Lunella is going to handle what will happen from that multiverse that could come over to the Earth. You know, I mean that has happened before. You've seen that in Avengers. You've seen that in like Doctor Strange. You know, things of the multiverse can happen in the MCU. Can also happen in Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur. So I don't know what will happen. I mean, obviously, this was absolutely impressive, like the way that Lunella and Beyonder are. Great to see Lunella back. But now, as we look forward to those next couple episodes, oh my god. Again, it just excites me to see season 2. I can't wait for more of season 2. So
yeah, me too. Because there's so much to unravel in terms of season 2, especially with how they're gonna expand upon certain elements of the show. Like you got Lunella's PTSD, which that they're gonna touch upon in future episodes, and then you got a Molecule Man. You wonder how he's gonna come back from his baby age. Like rather it be like him.
Some sort of magic. I don't know. I don't know what his new planet is going to be, but I would imagine like some of his cohorts will come by and actually get him back to Molecule Man.
Rather it be him reverting back to his old age, or him simply like getting back his intelligence even at a baby age.
We don't know about that, but yes, I mean, again, impressive to say for the first episode. It just tells you so many things that could happen in season 2, and you can't wait for, right?
Oh yeah, the episode 1 definitely says like you're gonna get what you've been promised.
Oh yeah, and it definitely is going to be looking great for season 2 of Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur. All right, so let's move on to the second episode of Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur that actually aired during the same day. It's called Suit Up. This is the episode where Lunella needs to find a brand new suit for being Moon Girl and all. Let me fold this. All right, so Suit Up is the episode where Lunella's trying to find a brand new suit, considering that after what she has went through, yeah, she needs a new suit, obviously. So it's weird because it all starts out with them actually having a movie night. You're thinking Lunella's fine, right? Lunella's fine after all of what has been happening from that previous episode, right? No, she still isn't. I'm like, oh, jeez, no.
Far from it.
Man. Okay, so obviously you get to see the signs. I mean, even through that movie she was watching, she's like looking through it and she's having that PTSD here, there. She's having flashbacks of her almost dying. And there's also that one scene where like these tentacles come out and then Moon Girl needs to save them or else the family's dead. You know, that kind of thing. So what's your thoughts on those opening sequence of this episode?
Yeah, this is what I mean this is what I was talking about where I say that the episode is going to, and future episodes are going to tackle Lunella's PTSD, and they're going to tackle it in some various scenes. And this is one of them where you got the family who is going to watch a movie of some sort of supernatural creature. It's a giant octopus this time around. But Lunella, of course, can't really handle supernatural creatures at the moment because, well, of her traumatic experience. And you do see the feared look in Lunella's eyes. Like, she is scared. She is intimidated.
Oh, yeah.
She pretty much remembers what went down in that, different universe.
It's just pretty much stuck in her brain. So, and it's been eating her at the moment. So, even if she might have a good life back home, it isn't feeling good for her knowing the fact that memory of her almost dying is definitely just ingrained in her right now.
You can tell it's definitely weighing her down, and yeah, it's definitely hitting hard on her.
Indeed, yeah. So, obviously, she ruined movie night because of that. So, yeah, and then we also go to the scene where Mimi actually suggests, Lunella to get a brand new suit in order for her to actually get prepared for, like, villains and stuff like that. So, yeah, they ended up actually going to the desert. It's kind of weird how they ended up actually situating that because it was like those two are just going to go to camp. You're thinking that the mom would also go to camp, but she said no.
Yeah, because they don't want her mom to find out what.
I mean, it's kind of crazy, like, that the Moon Girls don't know that like the family doesn't even know about the Moon Girls. Like even like what was it? Mimi's husband doesn't even know that she was Moon Girl too.
I honestly don't know. I highly doubt it, but I think
he does not know.
Yeah, he doesn't know. That's what I mean. It's more along the lines of. But then again, we never knew that Mimi actually knew in season 1 until the season 1 finale.
Well, no. So, did you watch that flashback sequence? Remember when Mimi just like left the Enclave and then he met up with that guy?
Yeah, but we never knew about all that until the season 1 finale.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like he doesn't know. They don't like his grandkid. I mean, his son doesn't know, and his daughter-in-law doesn't know. So everyone doesn't know except for Lunella and Casey.
And now Mimi.
Well, I know, and I'm just saying Mimi's secret doesn't know, like, Mimi's secret has never been brought out to the family.
It never has, and neither has Moon Girls, which is why Moon Girl and Mimi are going alone. And
yeah, that's why the Moon Girls are doing it by themselves and having Casey stay aside. Either way, Casey still had to fix up the lair, considering that it got blown up, So.
Oh yeah, Casey is doing some hardcore renovation of it.
Yeah, which we'll see in the next episode, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but needless to say, I have a feeling that sometime in season 2, the whole family is going to know sooner or later.
I mean, it's gonna happen eventually.
It'll happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen eventually. But yeah, the Moon Girls are gonna do their own thing. Again, Moon Media fans, you probably will love this.
And especially you see the cheeks squishing at each other.
I mean, it's kind of cute. Not gonna lie. I mean, they're two BFFs. You get it. It's so cute. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Back to the regular episode. We get to see these people reunited. By the way, so yeah. Mimi and what was it? A couple of her college buddies are back.
Mayune and Meryl.
Yes. So, what are your thoughts on getting to see Mimi have like partners before, like college, like colleagues before?
Yeah. It's nice to see Mimi have her own, set of friends. They're pretty much her two friends who they go all the way back. They were the first women of science, and of course, they were called the Hot Tomatoes.
Hot Tomatoes, yes.
Hotcha, woo, woo, woo.
I still don't understand what that dance is, okay? And I kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it did get annoying when I heard of that in the ending. I'm like, it's so annoying.
It's also catchy at the same time.
Okay, catchy, would you say? If they just literally just say that throughout the beat, okay? So
Yeah, needs to say, I don't know. I feel like it's sort of a cute chant.
it's cute for them, maybe, just because, yeah, they were colleagues and they actually were called the Hot Tomatoes. So.
Yeah, and it's also their secret handshake. You know how like best friends have secret handshakes? That's theirs.
Now, the other thing, too, is that they never know the secret about the Hot Tomatoes. How do you feel about that? Like, what secret is the reason why they're never mentioning about the Hot Tomatoes?
I think like the secret is that, you know, obviously we're gonna see their secret hideout and all that stuff, but of course you see them as a trio, and then you do see how they have such a bond. They have secret stuff, they build things together and all that, and their bond never died. Even after Mimi got transferred to another science group, even after she got the new job, you have this feeling that like Mimi's friends, while they're proud of her, at the same time, you can feel by the look in their eyes, they're not exactly huge
they
fans.
kind of were like suspicious about it, you know, being part of the Enclave or having that job to say.
Yeah, let's just say that they were never really fans of Mimi joining the Enclave. Not just because there's something sus about the Enclave, but I think it's more along the lines of, you know, they didn't want to lose their best friend.
Of course, they don't want to lose their best friend, but at the same time, I think I had a feeling like they know about the Enclave. They're like, oh, quite sus, right? Do you think that our best friend should be able to join this like group of like people that feels like weird science or something, you know?
But at the same time, they want to be supportive of Mimi's dream.
Yeah,
so,
and I feel like that was great for them to actually say, hey, Mimi, go and have fun at that new science place, but we didn't know the fact that they were going an evil corporation, okay?
Yeah, it's sort of conflicting feelings for the two.
Yeah,
it's conflicting feelings for the two in terms of Mimi's decision.
Now, with the help of Mimi and her friends here, they are trying to work on a brand new suit for Lunella. So they made up all these kind of bugs here and there, made a new prototype suit. And then when he went, they have like so many things that come out of it, like electromagnetic hover skates, apparently like a cushion for your butt. That was also one of the perks that came for that brand new suit. What are your thoughts on like Lunella, like having all of these like upgrades for this suit? And I understand why. It's just because of that PTSD she had.
Yeah. Now, all these gadgets and gizmos and all that stuff, they may look cool for Lunella, and of course, they may help her in the long run. But throughout the episode, she's going to feel like there is so much that you can do in terms of having gadgets and gizmos and stuff. There's only so many gadgets that you can have. Like, there's a limit to it. And I think like Lunella's going to learn the hard way. And I understand, like, the PTSD can get one to take drastic measures. It can get one to take precautions. But the precautions that Lunella takes by getting these gadgets and all that stuff, honestly, like, they're sort of overweighing her.
Well, don't get me wrong. I mean, some of the suits actually are pretty good. Like, I would imagine this being the absolute, like, the prototype of the suit, and then having the Moon Girl logo on it. That's the reason why she had that new suit change, to say. The hover skates, for example, they're not that bad. They look great. But then again, like, all this PTSD stuff keep on going to happen. Like, every freaking time she tries to upgrade, she wants to make it quote unquote better. And you get to see her continue to put on more things, like the skates, the fabric to like clear out of her burns, even adding more armor.
Oh yeah.
So
she's like, the more armor the better.
Yeah, I mean, your thoughts on like why? I get it. Like, I understand that she wanted to put more armor just because she doesn't want to have the whole attack again. You know, like, she doesn't want to get hurt from that. She doesn't want to like die. That's why all this armor continues to go on. Like, in your mind, when you hear about Lunella thinking about that, like, I understand her fate about why she wants to do it, but I think this is just too much. Your thoughts on like why she wants to upgrade her suit like this?
This is exactly what I was talking about. Like all these gadgets are cool and everything, and of course you need to have gadgets that have protection. But at the same time, though, there was such a thing as, you know, too much of it, too much of the gadgets, and too much of the armor that can really, you know, overwhelm you in a sense. And, you know, when you look at her, look at her and her heavy armor.
I mean, she looks like a bigger Iron Man, to say.
Yeah, she looks like a bulk Iron Man. Like, it's definitely, yeah. You look at this and you think to yourself, you know, I get it. After what you went through, you want to take these measures, but at the same time, though, you know, there's such a thing as a little too much.
I feel like this is absolutely way too much for that Lunella has to put in. I mean, the suit already looked great from the first version. I mean, they look great. Why add more armor? I'm like, girl, I understand that it's not good, but maybe armor is not the answer.
If she had just stuck with prototype suit 1, like that would have been fine. That would have been really cool. But for her to have like prototype suit like 1.5, then add in the extra layers and all that stuff, it's just like, you know, like I said before, there was only so much armor you could put in.
Mm-hmm. Well, nonetheless, I mean, Lunella wants to upgrade it more and more. Obviously, the other girls, the scientist girls, obviously need a break, considering that it's just way too much for them to work on. I mean, come on. I mean, it's just adding more armor and stuff like that. It's not like it's saying like, look, we're putting a lot of stuff for your suit, yet you're just putting on more armor. It's not helping us out. So they ended up taking a break, and this comes to this one big moment where you get to see Mimi and Lunella literally just like having this moment saying, "Oh, the birds on the branch in the tree. That can happen anytime." Yeah. Your thoughts on this like moment here where Mimi taught like something good for Lunella?
Yeah, honestly, this is one of the moments that really does highlight how Mimi is Lunella's, you know, best parental figure and best mother figure, despite the fact that Lunella already has a mother herself. But, oh my gosh, like, Mimi is definitely, like, her voice of reason. And Mimi fits the role very well. And I believe, like, this is the best moment between the two where she pretty much brings up an analogy where the bird doesn't need the branch all the time. What the bird needs is pretty much the wings. And she demonstrates how Lunella's brains and, you know, her ways of thinking and strategizing when fighting are her wings, whereas the unnecessary armor, is the branch she tries to latch onto for her safety. Mm-hmm. And so that's when Mimi pretty much helps build Lunella's, you know, self-confidence and self-worth, which really does help for PTSD victims.
Yeah, it does help a lot. It just kind of tells you like, hey, Mimi is going to be there for you. You don't need all this armor. And you know what's kind of weird is that after like what Mimi says, like pretty much give Lunella like a really warm heart and stuff. Again, something happens where like a bird comes up and then the PTSD continues to come in and she starts putting more armor on. And I'm like, you gotta stop. You're becoming pretty much like a new Hulk to say.
Hulkbuster.
Yeah, so again, even though like Mimi helped her out, and even I get it, like I understand why Lunella had to just continue to put on more armor just because it's just eating her up. Like her brain is just like, I gotta keep on make sure to protect myself. So again, she just continues to do upgrades by herself, having all this Iron Man junk just continue to be added on. She did actually test this thing out, but by accident, she actually did enlarge a scorpion to say. So what are your thoughts on like Lunella just doing her own kind of suit work and in the end actually making a big creature out of this?
It really does show how Lunella's drastic measures can tend to have her make mistakes. And this was definitely a big mistake, pun intended, which devolved into a big scorpion. And so that's when the primary opponent, the antagonist of the episode 2 comes into place. A giant scorpion that Lunella herself accidentally created.
Yeah, and so you were thinking that Lunella would actually defeat this whole like scorpion thing after like having all this armor stuff, and it didn't work out in the end. It ends up like absolutely frustrating her. Just the fact that this iron suit's not working. She can't defeat a freaking scorpion. It's going to run into town. Yeah, I mean, look, Lunella is facing through some rough shit right now. So I understand like her point of doing this, but girl, she's like, you gotta stop that now. And this leads to this moment where we get to see Lunella actually remember what Mimi actually said. And this leads to this whole sequence where she actually does defeat the scorpion. So what are your thoughts on like this whole fight sequence?
It really does show how, like I said, Mimi's words actually did help Lunella gain her confidence, and she needed that confidence boosted in order to beat this giant scorpion because it looks legitimately threatening. It looks like something that could actually kill her. And so after remembering Mimi's words, Lunella does, of course, like try to, you know, fight the giant scorpion. And then, of course, you see one of the alternative hip hop songs playing, of course, you know, Always Slaps. But then it all leads up to the big battle on the train.
Yes.
and the big battle on the train. It's pretty much it's a showdown between Lunella and Scorpion.
Yeah, so it wasn't really on the train. It was more like in the town because like you get to see Lunella like out of that suit, listening to the words that Mimi said, and then this whole sequence of where Lunella faces off against a Scorpion. She pretty much like hides away all of the like the thoughts of those villains that she witnessed before, and she said like I'm gonna use my own brains in order for me to defeat a Scorpion. Because, like, she's smarter than having that PTSD. She could, like, be able to clear it out now. Maybe, you know, I feel like Mimi has been such a very inspirational person to help Lunella out, especially in cases where she has PTSD. She can't be able to fight any villain or anything like that.
This is where the bird uses its wings instead of latching onto the branch.
Yeah. And it shows in the whole sequence where we get to see this battle here. So, and FYI, I mean, like, this battle sequences that we've been seeing in these last couple episodes that we've seen for the first episodes of season 2 have been amazing. Like, they have meaning, they're awesome. It looks great. Like, it just tells you like it will be amazing to see those sequences when you watch Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur. So
indeed, and I do look forward to seeing more of these sequences and more of the life lessons that Lunella will learn in the future.
Mm-hmm. And no doubt about it, though, Lunella did defeat the Scorpion. It was pretty much done after that. And obviously, now with the lesson that she's learned from defeating a Scorpion, it kind of tells you like the armor can be laid off now.
Yeah, she doesn't need all that armor. It just shows how Lunella just, you know, needs her brains along with a really good suit, but not overly armored suit in order to defeat foes in the future.
Yes, and she ends up having this brand new suit for Moon Girl herself.
Plus, there's also a special little touch.
Yes, and it's the M that she actually put in.
It's the M heart, and it's a coat.
That's supposed to be like Mimi's signature
old lab
coat. Yeah,
so
and it definitely is like really good meaning to hear actually, just to see like Mimi stitch it up for her, and it just would be a perfect outfit. It wouldn't be a perfect outfit without Mimi's touch.
Yeah, so Mimi used her old lab coat in order to help design the suit. And it's really touching and really sweet to see because it shows, the heart shows how, you know, Mimi will always be there for her. And then Lunella tears up and she's like, I love it. And I love you, Mimi.
And I love how everybody was just like, oh.
That was Casey. All of us.
Even Casey.
Casey's eyes right there.
Oh my god. And Casey's a huge anime character, okay? Just
She's so kawaii. She's kawaii.
Yeah, I know. Nonetheless, I mean, it's just a wholesome moment just to see Mimi and Lunella. You get it, like Lunella is Mimi's granddaughter, and to see that Mimi has been such a great role model to Lunella, it's just been heartwarming to see. Because I got it, they're both Moon Girls, but it's just, again, they're just awesome to see like how these two brains work together and actually work together to become superheroes in the Lower East Side.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see more of this dynamic in the future. Like in the future, you're gonna see, you know, Mimi still, you know, guiding and teaching Lunella in her phase of being Moon Girl, and I do have the feeling that somehow Mimi might return to be her old Moon Girl self herself.
Well, she's not a superhero; she's much more of a genius. So
she's not a superhero anymore, but
well, she wasn't a superhero.
I mean, like, not a superhero, but, you know, she'll use her wish, she'll use her, you know, intelligence to, you know, guide and teach Lunella.
Yeah. I mean, it's her knowledge that would help Lunella out because Lunella's already smart as she is.
And Mimi had to remind Lunella that in this episode.
And it's just like, again, wholesome moments here. And then one more thing to bring up. Oh, yeah, Devil Dinosaur will now have arms. Bigger arms than just his, you know, tiny arms that he has.
And also, Mei-Yoon is very fond of Devil Dinosaur. Like, look how...
It kind of feels like she wants him as a pet, to say. So.
Oh, yeah, she loves Devil Dinosaur. I could tell she's kind of envious of Lunella having a pet dinosaur, and after seeing Devil Dinosaur, she's like, I got a pet dino too.
Yeah, I know.
Like, because she's the more cynical of Mimi's friends. Like, in comparison
I like
to Meryl,
that. I like that from her. I'm not gonna lie. It makes it so interesting to see that she kind of has that cynical side. Where she's like, there's that one moment where she gets to see like, what was it? oh, we gotta save the town. Do we? What have they done for us?
No, but there's also this moment where she's like, "Oh, I never liked him," when they were talking about Mimi's enclave partner, and then she was like, I never liked him," and then Meryl and Mimi was like, "You never like anyone."
See, this is what makes it like so funny to actually see them. But I really hope we get to see the girls again. Yeah, that was pretty much how the episode ended. We really hope we get to see the girls again. I can't wait to see Devil Dinosaur with those arms that Mayun has actually given her. And again, just an amazing episode to at least improve Moon Girl and to see how Moon Girl will look now in these upcoming future episodes. But yeah, the whole season 2 impressions, no doubt about it. Like, this is absolutely amazing. The first episode undoubtedly was just beyond what I was expecting, because I was expecting
Beyond what was expected.
But whatever. I mean, like, Lunella was expecting, like, she was just gonna be trapped in a multiverse. How's she gonna come back? And then get to see the Beyonder come out of there, and then they actually work together. And then from that one episode, Lunella has to do something in order for her to get better. Hence the whole like suit upgrade. We are seeing more episodes come up of Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur. You can see them all on Disney Plus. We already get to see a moment where we've seen moments where we get to see Lunella fight a villain. But to be fair, villains are not always bad. So just a heads up there. Also we get to see a possible love interest for Lunella.
Yeah,
and sorry, Casey fans, that is not her.
Yeah, so the rest of the season is going to tackle upon even more major topics, tackle more serious subjects.
I think that's I think that's what's the best part about Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur. They tackle like subjects besides like the superhero thing. I mean, like for example, like when Lunella lost her hair, that actually was a hair reminder episode, which I thought was just absolutely wholesome. There was also the Lower East Side, or the episode where we get to see like the Lower East Side be taken over by like some two fancy people or something like that. And of course, Lower East Side is what it is, no changes at all. That's why they led a revolt, which I thought was just absolutely awesome to see. I'm telling you, like, they are breaking ground with, like, these episodes that make things more revolutionary, more, like, something that we'll have to see in the future, that we want to see in the future, besides the whole superhero move, besides the whole superhero act.
That's what's beautiful about the show. It's a combination of lessons to learn in real life and lessons in terms of being a superhero.
Exactly, yeah. So, if anything, Season 2 looks to have that same impact that we'll have in Season 1. We don't know what will happen next when it comes to what's going on in Moon Girl's Devil Dinosaur Season 2. But again, there's a lot more episodes coming out. We can't wait for it. It's looking impressive. I can't wait to see more of Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur.
Yeah, same here. Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur Season 2 is starting out really strong. It's still keeping that high quality of, like storytelling and character writing and, overall strong animation and hip-hop soundtrack. Just like it's starting to, like, Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur is still continuing on strong.
Indeed it is, and we can't wait to see what will happen more in Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur Season 2.
Moon Girl magic!
All right, now, oh man, we have to talk about this. Super Bowl 58. All right, so for our final subject tonight, we have to talk about the Super Bowl. We're saving this up for last just because we had a fun time over in Las Vegas 2 weeks ago during Super Bowl week. You came in earlier, by the way, on a Thursday. Can you explain your Can you explain your story of what you did Thursday through Saturday? Because I came in on Saturday.
Okay, so what I did was that on Thursday I arrived at my flight, and so I flew from San Jose to Las Vegas. Then I met my brother there. My brother was picking me up. And then we went to get to dinner at Big Chicken, which is one of my favorite places.
Why Big Chicken out of all places? Because there was also the Sausalitas one, which I thought was also pretty good.
The Sausalitas one we wanted to save for later.
I'm just saying, like, Big Chicken. Why always Big Chicken? Literally right after you leave the plate.
Well, because for one thing, it's pretty much a traditional place I go to whenever I go see my brother Vegas. Big Chicken is one of my places to go to. And second off, because Big Chicken, it's just the beginning of a long Vegas trip. So you kind of want to get, Big Chicken out of the way so that you can.
Well, I didn't get Big Chicken. Why don't you give me some Big Chicken?
I mean, because like there was more we needed to explore in the future. So,
I know. I'm like, you know, it's weird because like on Saturday I arrived, and a couple of friends arrived over at Las Vegas that day. We went to Sausalito's first to get ourselves some dinner.
Yeah.
Then after that, we went to the NFL Experience.
Yeah, we did. Now let me tell you, the Super Bowl Experience itself is pretty much like NFL Con or NFL Expo.
Kinda, yeah. Just because you get to see like all those players and you get autographs for, and there's other things that you can also do in the experience. Like you could be posing as a player. You can play like games here and there.
Like pickleball, 400-yard run, and of course,
40-yard run.
40-yard run.
400-yard run. Can you run 400 yards?
40-yard run. I'm going to say 40-yard run. 1-0, not 2-0.
Okay, so it's actually called the 40-yard dash.
40-yard dash.
My record is currently at 5.4. I'm not like Saquon Barkley who could do 4.2, okay? So
it was a 40-yard dash, and of course, Nate ran the fastest out of the three of us.
Yeah.
It was you, me, and another friend of ours, Robert. We were doing that. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, there was the weightlifting.
Okay. So I'm not going to lie. That doesn't feel like 100 pounds.
Yeah, it doesn't feel heavy at all. It felt really light.
Okay, so to be fair, that whole sequence of you lifting it 50 times was like a 10-pound thing. And I felt like it was just more towards the photo ops, you know, for the kids to do, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I want to give myself a challenge, you know, to see like how many I can go up and, you know.
You went to 50 and like Robert can do 10. I think he had to stop at 10.
He had to stop at 10 because a staff member stopped him. I'm kind of surprised the staff member didn't stop me.
I don't know how they didn't stop you. And I'm like, is it because you're so excited about it? That's the reason why they want you to stay there longer?
I don't know. Maybe it's because they wanted to see me rise up to the challenge or something like that.
Was it, dude, it's only 10 pounds. I could be able to lift it with just one arm.
But yeah, no, I guess it was just me trying to show my biceps, triceps.
Oh, my God.
By the way, no, I don't really actually weightlift at the gym. It was just me trying to show off of it.
Okay, all right. There was other things that were also there. I mean, I wanted to do those quarterback challenges to actually throw into those hoops and stuff, but the lines are always long, so I ended up not doing that. There was also the jumping contest. Remember that one? We had to jump all the way far, you know?
Yeah, we had to do the jumping contest to see how high we could jump. I didn't jump that high. I didn't jump as high as I wanted to, but I jumped high.
No, because the thing is, like, you have to see your measurement of how high you jump, and I don't jump that high either, so I'm like 60 inches or something, like, so.
Like, I don't bounce, okay? I'm not a bounce guy, you know?
No, but you can like try to, you know, do the high jump. I mean, you've seen that in the scouting combine. So.
I did try to do the high jump, remember?
Yeah, I know you did. So it's just like the scouting combine stuff. Just jump from there. There was also the we did do pickleball. I remember we played that for a bit.
It was my first time doing pickleball, like, as a game. The first way I could describe pickleball is mini tennis.
It is mini tennis because it is a plastic ball, not a literal, like, tennis ball. So it felt so weird when I first played pickleball, and I'm like, this just is so different compared to, like...
Well, you've had tennis experience, so...
No, it's not the same. Like, I tried to hit it like a tennis racket, and it still continues to, like hit short to say. So I ended up actually not doing it right when it comes to pickleball.
Yeah, it shows how, like, there's a massive difference between the two.
Yeah, there was that.
And of course, me, you know, hearing about pickleball for the first time and me playing it for the first time, I do see a difference.
Yeah, I remember there was like a row of helmets. I remember you took pictures of like the Raiders one for.
Yes, yeah. I took a picture of Raiders memorabilia when I was there.
And also there's a Raider like a booth right there. So did you take pictures? I know you wanted to take pictures of that. By the way, we have video of the NFL experience, by the way, that me and Omid will be sharing to you guys over at my personal channel, the ENDS Convention Experience. So please go check that out. I'll put the YouTube channel in the link below.
Which is very fitting when you consider the fact that Super Bowl Experience is a convention itself, so it does fit.
Yeah, so there's that. And one thing that we have to talk about is why do you think we have SpongeBob here? It's because there was actually a Nickelodeon booth that was in the NFL Experience, and again, I'm upset. Why is it always SpongeBob?
I know. It's there's a reason why I called Spongelodian, and Nickelodeon pretty much validated and justified, you know, my new nickname for them, because they really do sponge the Spongelodian. They milk the hell out of SpongeBob.
Yeah.
It's always SpongeBob. It's like there's other shows
So
that, you know.
So I remember we went through this like big like inflatable thing in order for us to go to the Nickelodeon zone. And we got ourselves, what was it? I remember we took Krabby Patties on the SpongeBob. We ran to get a touchdown. We also became MVPs, by the way. So
yeah, we the MVPs. Yeah, we had to hold to these MVP trophies, and they also took pictures of us, like physical photos of us. And once we got the physical photos, we pretty much took pictures of them using our iPhones.
Yeah. How impressed were you about the inflatables that were there? Because it felt like a bounce house. Like,
it really did. The inflatables I felt were very well done. Nickelodeon, I felt, really put their A game in terms of their booth and how convincing they made Bikini Bottom look.
Yeah, because they had like was it Gary field goal post? They had like a Plankton inflatable.
They had a Sandy.
They had a Sandy inflatable. I was like, wow, a Sandy inflatable?
Yeah. By the way, Sandy, see you in the movie.
I don't know if I want to watch it.
Yeah, somehow we're getting a Sandy spin-off movie. I'm just like, it's going to take place in Texas, isn't it?
Oh, is there an ocean in Texas? Oh, yeah, there's an ocean in Texas. What am I talking about? Nonetheless, I mean, yeah. Besides that, there was at least a couple things that we got from that. I mean, the picture from the MVP. Plus, we also get to this little, like, this one of those yellow things, by the way, which they were handing out to everybody on the line.
Yeah, they were. I still have one in my room. It's a really small SpongeBob foam finger.
Yeah.
That you can fit like with just one finger.
It's kind of worthless, to be fair.
I think it's more along the lines of you just wear it because, you know, just for fun, and it's pretty much wherever you go to a sporting event and
still
or whenever you watch SpongeBob, you want to say, "Oh look, I have SpongeBob memorabilia." Well, there it is.
But yeah, besides that, we also get to check out the locker rooms. We get to see, like, you know, your favorite players in the locker rooms, which is pretty cool.
Devontae Adams.
Well, I had George Kittle. Go Niners, baby.
They had Devontae Adams' locker, which I took a picture of.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing pictures of Max Crosby as well.
Well, because I feel like it was more of a Raiders, like, locker room or something. So for a Raider fan like you probably loved it. So
yes! I was like, yeah.
Yeah. But besides that, I also forgot the NFL shop. We also went there, did some shopping here and there. Bought a new football. Also a brand new beanie for the 49ers. So represent that.
Yeah, what I got was a Super Bowl LV.
Yeah.
I got a Super Bowl T-shirt, and I also got a new football, the Super Bowl edition football, and I also got a Mickey Mouse pin.
I do love the fact that it actually was half off when we were about to leave. I'm like, what? Really? Oh, give me that. One other thing also, did you keep that big old hat?
I didn't keep the hat, but I took a picture with it.
Yeah, I know. I saw that picture. Same with me. I also kept a big old hat too, but I didn't want to pay that money for it.
I didn't want to buy it. I just want to wear it.
Yeah.
That's it. It looked good on me.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So there was also another event that also came up, this called Chip Strip. Do you want to explain what you did there in the Chip Strip?
Yeah, so Chip Strip is basically where like you got all these like chip advertisements and they take over a part of the Vegas Strip. Like you've got the pyramid. You know that big Luxor pyramid? That's a Dorito.
Yes, I know that. You know what's funny though? The Dorito is still there, by the way, in the Luxor Hotel. So
it still is, and it makes me wonder how long it's going to stay there.
I have no idea. It'd be funny if it actually is still there while we're, you know. The next time we go to Vegas, because last week, when I went last weekend, it's still there, by the way, that Dorito. So
yeah,
maybe it's a new promotion for Luxor to say like, hey, we're not just a black pyramid, we're an orange Dorito.
Yeah, it's like the Luxor somehow wants to change colors. I'm just like, you know what? I dig it. You know, I dig them trying to change the colors.
So
and all
what big things have happened during that Chip Strip over the New York?
So what happened was that there was this Cheetos wedding chapel.
Did people actually get married?
I didn't see whether or not they actually got married, but all I saw from the outside, I didn't go to the inside of the chapel. I checked at the outside of the chapel, and what they had was a Chester Cheeto hologram. There was a wedding attire. There were also wedding decorations, and there was even this Cheetos-inspired wedding cake ball truffle.
Did people actually were wearing those things to get married or something?
All I remember was that people were inside there doing Cheeto stuff.
Huh.
That's pretty much what I remember. But all I know is that from the outside, I'm talking about how the Cheetos chapel looked. It definitely looked very convincing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And also, there were also other things as well, such as the Ruffles Ridge review. There was also the Popcorners Sidekick side chip advisor. Notice I said side chip, it says sidekick.
It's supposed to be psychic, right? So is there literally like a chip that was like reading your mind or something, or
like I said, we didn't check out the insides of those areas. We checked out those outsides. I thought
they were free, right, to attend.
We didn't ask. We just kind of like roamed around.
Oh, okay.
We just kind of roamed around the chip strip. Like we didn't take much involvement in terms of like the activities and stuff. The closest that we got to doing that was when we checked out the Lay's Spud Bar, where they handed out free sliders and free drinks.
What the hell? They were just giving it out for free? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they handed out like bags of Lay's chips. They handed out sliders, and they also gave you like these free cups for you to like fill up soda and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Oh shit, you just got a free meal out of that.
Lay's Spud Bar. Oh yeah, we definitely got a quick free meal out of that one. It was definitely, we thank Lay's for that.
Nice.
Lay's, get your smile on.
Oh, is that their motto now?
We definitely got our smile. I don't remember whether or not that's their motto now, but it was their motto back then. I'm just like, yeah, we definitely got our smile on for those free food.
I don't think I've ever heard of that motto in quite a while, to be fair. So that's new to me.
The last I've heard of that motto was when they were doing a commercial of it, Lay's commercial, and they always saying that jingle in the end.
I don't remember that, to be fair. Like, I don't think it's now. I don't think they do it now. Maybe a long time ago.
I'm just saying, like, we definitely got our smile on at the Spud Bar. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Anything else besides that, or?
We just want to say, overall, like the chip strip, like I said, it was nice to roam around, and it definitely highlights how chips are a major part of any football event.
So I remember that you talked about the chip strip. It's close to New York. Aria apparently was close by New York, and apparently that's supposed to be the 49ers fan like area.
Yeah, like so. Sometime before the chip strip, we talked about the Aria Casino Hotel, and you're right, it was a 49ers bar, and I felt like an outsider. Like,
why didn't you tell me about that? I would have stayed in the Aria.
Like, I think it's because we wanted to do other things. We already had so much to do.
I know, but like I would have stayed in the Aria, like literally stayed in the Aria if I knew that the Niners fans are going to be there. So
it does cost so much money, though.
Shut up. I would do whatever it takes to be with the Niner fans.
I mean, you were for a brief period of time, but regardless. So, you know how you have that meme of Homer Simpson at a bar full of women?
Yeah.
I was Homer Simpson.
But they're full of Niner fans instead, right?
Yeah. But regardless, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm on your side during the game, so you know what? I'll chill with you.
So did you actually meet up with other Niner fans out there?
Yeah, we even got pictures of with Niners cheerleaders.
Nice. I know that was it your mom's boyfriend Bill actually gave me one of those like Niner cheerleader like things.
yeah. The moment like Sadeg and I got these like Niner calendar things, we were just like, okay, we'll give it to you and Robert. We will not keep one ourselves. Okay.
Where's your Raider ones then, huh? Where are the Raider ones?
I wish that there was some way that we could get those for free, but like if we can.
I know the Raiders were not represented, unfortunately, because it's either Chiefs or 49ers that.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I don't want to pay money for that.
Yeah.
Whereas you're able to get it for free at least, so there you go.
All right. So, besides the NFL experience, it's time for us to talk about the big game itself. It was a Sunday. We were all getting prepped. We ended up getting some Bagel Mania stuff for breakfast, and then we ended up going to the Paramount Mountain to say. Yes, we went to the mountain. By the way, we climbed the mountain.
And we also live streamed it, by the way.
Yes.
We live streamed it.
Did y'all watch it, by the way? We were all live over at a tram, riding the whole mountain all the way up to the top, talking about like South Park and
my South Park boys.
The South Park boys were there. There's like so many things over the mountain, like Pluto TV and SpongeBob. We actually did go down to Bikini Bottom one time.
Yeah, the simulation was definitely quite an experience. We could see all these characters.
So they were just advertising Paramount, okay? So it's just Paramount Plus stuff that they have here and there. Nickelodeon things and all that kind of jazz. I feel so bad because, like, again, it's just SpongeBob for Nickelodeon. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Why am I not surprised?
At least you represented South Park, for Comedy Central. Yeah, because Comedy Central is also a Paramount.
That was my favorite part. So yeah.
And then I do like the fact that Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, the voices of Super Bowl LVIII, literally was doing the narration. So it's like, Tony Romo, what are you doing? Your jokes suck. I'm looking up at the intercom, and I'm like, I didn't like your jokes. Shut up.
Not only that, but you also got like Pluto TV where you got to like answer these questions, and you get a Pluto beanie. for free. And not only that, we also checked out the UEFA Champions League portion.
Yeah,
of
but
it.
we didn't actually play because there was a big long line and stuff.
We didn't play, but we took a picture with the trophy.
Yeah, how did you feel about the whole Big Ten cheerleaders coming out?
Oh yeah, the cheerleaders put on quite a show.
Yeah, because it's the Big Ten. By the way, Oregon, USC, and UCLA are going to be part of Big Ten, by the way.
Oh, and also the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yeah. Oh, God, your brother likes
For
Iowa.
my brother, Iowa Hawkeyes.
Okay.
He likes the Iowa
Well,
Hawkeyes.
they're telling you you're gonna be an Iowa fan because of that now.
He just likes the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Just because
women's
of
basketball team.
Okay, it's interesting why why he likes it. But remember, George Kittle was also a graduate there, so yes,
That's a fun fact. That's a
yes,
fun
George
fact.
Kittle is a Iowa Hawkeye, so yes. But then again, USC, UCLA, Oregon, Washington, they're all going to be up in the Pac-10 as well. I feel like it's a good time to actually promote it. UEFA Champions League also is a part of Paramount Plus. You can actually watch all those soccer games there. The one thing we missed out was the Lodge because it did have Nickelodeon stuff in there, but again, it was just a big long line for us to even go in.
It was a big long line, and we needed to make sure that we got to our place to watch the Super Bowl as fast as possible.
So if anything, guys, we were able to actually climb the mountain by actually going to that simulation ride, and that ride actually did promote anything that was all about Paramount Plus. I just wish there were a couple of other things that were also promoted, like Loud House, for example. I mean, come on, fam. Nickelodeon's a big property. Why always SpongeBob? You
Loud
gotta
House-
stop that.
Loud House is part of Nickelodeon. Like I feel like like SpongeBob is the favorite child of Nickelodeon, and then the Loud House is like the rejected unfavorite.
They
kid.
don't even have like Dora the Explorer. They don't even have like any of the new properties. Not even like Henry Danger or anything like that. I know that they're just gonna be riding on SpongeBob. And if you've been noticing recently on Nickelodeon, all of the live action shows are starting to get canceled. So what are we looking at? SpongeBob all day, every day now?
Yeah, you know that episode of SpongeBob where Mr. Krabs wanted to advertise the hell out of SpongeBob with the Krusty Krab? I'm just like, that's them foreshadowing Nickelodeon in the future.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just besides that, we did have a fun time. We did also go to like so many other experiences. I remember in particular, we did also go to South Park. Hey, we went to South Park. Yeah.
Going down to South Park, meet some friends of mine.
Now, this is actually my picture with our friend Robert here. You have your own photo as well.
I have my own photo
Yeah.
too. And
But it was just cool to actually, meet up with the boys, and they were like having fun in South Park, and I miss those guys. So,
I'm a huge fan of the show. It's one of my top 5. So yeah, it was nice to see them. I was screaming for joy when I saw them.
So if we had more time over there at Paramount Mountain, we would actually had like amazing times actually looking at like all the other CBS properties they had, like Fire Country, a TV show that's really fun. Bob Marley, the brand new movie that's just out now. It's really good apparently to all the reviews that I've been hearing. Again, Nickelodeon stuff in the Lodge, Star Trek stuff that's happening in the Lodge as well. And again, Big Ten Showdown. There even was the challenge that I wanted to try out too, because like if you actually complete it, you get some free prizes too. So it's like a really big free giveaway for like those who like Paramount Plus. So it kind of makes me like want to keep Paramount Plus now.
Yeah, honestly, Paramount Mountain shouldn't be a one-time thing. I feel like it should go on like beyond the Super Bowl.
No. You mean the whole event?
Like the Paramount Mountain.
I know, but unfortunately they just took it down. Like I told you, I was there last week, Las Vegas.
Because the Paramount Mountain looked really good. Like it really.
It was really
well scrubbed.
It was really good to have because it's more of Paramount's promotion of like what they have, like what properties they have.
Yeah, all I gotta say is that Paramount Mountain looked really well built together, really well sculpted.
Like there were so many events to do.
Sculpted.
Like if we actually went there a little earlier, we could have actually done some of those like events, like the Survivor game,
the Lodge.
The Lodge Survivor game, the UEFA soccer challenge that they had over there.
Yeah, but while we didn't get to do all the events in Paramount Experience, we did get to do some noticeable ones. We did get to do
At least we were able to get some of those noticeable ones.
We got some experience, but not the complete experience.
You know what though? I thought you were actually going to get like one of their exclusive products. I know they had like some sort of SpongeBob T-shirt there.
Yeah, but the problem was that not only was the item list in the Paramount Mountain like it was very limited. It came out to just 4 things. Not only that, but I felt like I didn't feel like spending money on any of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I looked at the other products as well. The only thing that kind of attracted me was the SpongeBob stuff, and there's also South Park stuff too. I thought you would also look into that.
There was also the South Park socks, but like I said before, I didn't feel like, paying that much money on them.
I guess, yeah. But yeah, the video is currently out right now. We did climb Paramount Mountain. We did showcase what was over there at Paramount Mountain. So go ahead and check it out. It's on YouTube right now, so yeah, please check it out if you can.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, now let's talk about the big game itself. Yes, Super Bowl 58 against the Chiefs and the 49ers. We were actually on Fremont Street to watch the whole thing, with a bunch of other Chiefs and 49er fans. And it kind of reminds me of like other Super Bowl games that we've known about. So, I mean, do you want to note down like some of your favorite moments from the Super Bowl? Like what is your favorite Super Bowl moments that you've like remembered after watching like so many Super Bowls?
So the Super Bowls that really stood out to me were, of course, the Patriots-Giants game.
Screw you. No.
The
Which one? There's two of them.
The first one.
No, screw you.
Because it was during a time where the Patriots were at a perfect streak. Like, they've been winning every single game.
Yeah.
Like, in that season. And we were getting tired of it, so we wanted a giant upset. And what better way to get a giant upset than a team called New York Giants?
I remember it clearly because I was like the only fan that was going for Patriots.
We all dogpiled
in a party, and I remember Omid tackling me down.
We all tackled you down. Man.
Tackling me down. Your brother tackling me down. Robert did the same thing. It was just it was chaotic.
It's a moment I'll never forget.
Yeah, in your damn house, in this house right here, by the way.
The house that we were doing a podcast on. It all took place downstairs in this very house.
I wish we had that video footage of that, by the way. Like I know we never seen Cynthia in a while, but I'm pretty sure it's in our archives right now. So
it's lost footage.
It's lost footage, but if anybody knows what happened, then just give it back to us and we'll showcase that. Yes,
it was a fun moment.
Yeah. You also put down Colts versus Saints. Why that in particular? You lost that one though.
I lost that one, but the interesting thing about that particular one is that it was the very last time that I have rooted for an AFC team to win a Super Bowl matchup. After the Colts-Saints game, I've been consistently rooting for an NFC team to win a Super Bowl matchup. And it's been going on for 14 years now. So I think that's what really captured me. It's just the fact of how it's been a long while, like over a decade since I've rooted for an AFC team. And I don't know how it's going to go down next year. We'll see. But yeah, all I know is that, when it comes to Super Bowl, I've been mostly an NFC guy.
Yeah, and I picked the Saints on that one, so I won that. So yeah, go Saints, go Drew Brees, yeah.
Peyton Manning, what are you doing, Peyton Manning?
Manning sucked. That's why. Now you also did bring up Chiefs and you also did bring up Bengals and Rams on Super Bowl 56. The first Super Bowl we actually watched in Las Vegas. Is that correct?
I would say that it's one of the first. It's my third Super Bowl that I've watched in Vegas.
It is because 56 was the first one.
But what really stood to me was because of how many bets I won. I've won most of the money there.
Just because you won so many bets.
Yeah, and also because of how close of a game it was, and also the venue that took place at South Point.
Oh yeah,
it was a really nice.
That was a nice point because like it wasn't hosting a Super Bowl, so like it was perfect for us to actually find a party out there.
Yeah.
Versus this year, which was just like, we couldn't be able to find one because everybody's getting a party somewhere out there in Las Vegas.
And plus, the group was really chill, and
it's just me and you and your bro.
No, it was not only us, but also some of Sadiq's
Yeah,
friends.
but I don't know them that much, so it's just me, you, and your bro to say.
But I think like what really stood out to me was the environment, the atmosphere.
Yeah. I mean, there are a bunch of 49ers. I mean, there are a bunch of fans. Absolutely, like a bunch of fans
sitting together in one big room, watching a big game on the big screen.
Yeah.
This just screams Super Bowl. So yeah, that definitely had the best Super Bowl venue.
I think it was like one of our that was our first experience over in Las Vegas, and it undoubtedly was hype as heck. But yeah, I mean, I lost that one because I picked Bengals over Rams because screw the Rams.
I picked the Rams, so yay, let's go.
Okay, we're done with that. And then last year's Super Bowl, Chiefs versus Eagles. What makes this memorable for you?
Chiefs and Eagles. So it was more along the lines of, I only put it up just because it was a Super Bowl that happened prior to this one, so I had to bring it up. So basically, we were all watching it in my brother's friend's place, and it was sort of a low-key sort of Super Bowl, watch. But yeah, let's just say that during the first half of the Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl, I was on fire in terms of my bets. But then afterwards, like in the second half, that's where it all went down.
Yeah, I see, because the Eagles lost. Okay, I picked Chiefs on that one. I won, so there you go.
I came close to winning so much money, and I felt like, okay, even though I only lost a couple bucks from all the money that I actually bet, I didn't lose much, not in comparison to this time, but I felt like I came close to winning the amount of money that I could have won.
Mm-hmm. Nonetheless, I mean, I picked Chiefs. I won. I did win a couple of bets there. And then, of course, you picked the Chiefs and Niners again, but this time it was the 54 Super Bowl. So why that in particular?
That in particular is because, well, number one, it was the very last Super Bowl that happened pre-pandemic, and number two, it is the very last Super Bowl that I watched in the Bay Area before I moved on to watching Super Bowls in Las Vegas. That's also another thing. Number three, we got to watch it with all of our Bay Area friends.
Yeah.
So,
and there was a bunch of 49er fans that also came to this house, too.
There was a bunch of 49er fans, but mostly my mom's friends that came to watch it. And so I felt like
everybody was disappointed. Yeah.
I felt like that was the best, company to watch the game with.
Well, I mean, we still had good company over in Las Vegas.
We still had good company in Las Vegas, but that particular Super Bowl is where we watched it with the most people that we have known the most.
Right. But although, to be fair, I don't know much of those people that were there during that Super Bowl. And also, I picked Niners on that one, and I lost that one. Yeah. Just remember, I'm a Niner fan. I have to pick everything Niners, okay? So just a heads up there.
Well, yeah, no surprise there. But yeah, unfortunately, this time around, it's deja vu.
I didn't want to think about that, to be fair. Now I'm a little depressed again.
Sad truth, man.
I know. I mean, throughout that Super Bowl, throughout the Las Vegas trip I had last weekend, I had to remember the fact that, this happened last week. You know what's kind of crazy? All the decorations that happened at 58 are all gone now.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, Super Bowl 58, they are all gone. But let me tell you, the decorations that Las Vegas put up, they really went all out.
Yeah.
Not just with the chip strip, not just with the Super Bowl experience,
but
advertisements.
They had everywhere. A really fun. We had a fun experience in Las Vegas, but the Super Bowl, no doubt about it. They definitely did go all out, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be another Super Bowl in the future for Allegiant Stadium. So I had a fun time. I can't wait for whenever the next one will come in. Either way, we have it here in 2 years. So
yeah, we have it here in 2 years.
Super Bowl in 2 years for the Bay Area.
That means my brother has to come here to watch the Super Bowl.
Yes, he has to come here to watch the show. We have to actually know where to go for this one for sure.
Like, oh my gosh, 2026 will be the first time since 2019 season in which I watched the Super Bowl here instead of Vegas.
So you talked about all the Super Bowls that we talked about. Now I have a record when it comes to all the Super Bowls that I started watching. So I started at 36. I picked the Rams. I lost because the Patriots beat them. 37. I picked Raiders, and they lost to the Bucks. Yeah.
Don't remind me of that.
Yeah. They whooped our ass. 38, I picked the Panthers, lost to the Patriots, so that was 0-3. Look, I went 0-3 already from the first start. 39, I picked Patriots, I won, so I actually got one win. 40, I picked Seahawks, I lost. 41, I picked Bears, lost, because the Colts won that one. 42, fuck that game.
42.
No, Patriots lost, and I lost that game. 43 was Cardinals and Steelers. And Cardinals, I picked Cardinals and I lost.
I wanted Steelers.
Look at the record. 1-8 right now. I am bad at picking Super Bowls for some dang reason.
I wanted Steelers during that game.
Yeah, and you won that. Great. 44. What was it? 44 was Saints and Colts, and I picked that one, so I won that one.
The very last time I ever rooted for an AFC team so far.
45, I picked Packers. I won that one, so thankfully I won that one there. So I was 1-8. 46, I picked what was it?
Niners and Ravens.
No, that's 47. 46 was also Patriots and Giants. That also lost.
Deja vu.
Yeah, that was 3-9. What was it? 47 was the Ravens and Niners. Niners lost, obviously. So I'm now 3-10. 3-10. Are you kidding me? And then 48 Seahawks and Broncos. Seahawks obviously whooped their ass, so that's a loss. 49 Patriots beat Seahawks. I won that one, so that's 4-11.
There was a reason why I didn't put that up, and it's because of that damn ending.
That was great. I was so cheering. I was literally cheering in a gym. Literally like running up and down. Literally just like cheering, yes, the Patriots in the interception, let's go.
I saw you running up and down, like cheering, and
There was like other Patriot fans there, so I was cheering with them too. I was like, that was amazing.
Pat Carroll, what were you thinking?
Yeah, that was amazing, by the way.
What was Pat Carroll thinking with that guy? He made a bad call. I swear to God,
Pete Carroll, by the way. Pete Carroll was in it.
Pete Carroll, what were you thinking?
No, it's the greatest. It was the greatest thing ever. Go Patriots, yes.
What was Pete Carroll thinking with that last call?
So 49, I picked that. 50, I picked Panthers. I lost that, so it's like, what, 4-12 now? 51, I picked Patriots. That was the best Super Bowl ever.
Oh, God.
28-3. 28-3. So I had 5 wins there. 52 was Eagles and Patriots, and apparently Eagles beat them.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Eagles.
Patriots beat the Rams on 53, and I won that one. So that was 6. 54 Niners lost, so that's 4. Like I lost count on this, by the way. 55 was the Chiefs and Bucks. I picked Bucks. Thankfully, I was able to.
Buccaneers won, baby. Let's go.
What was it 56? I picked Bengals. I lost that.
Rams.
Huh?
Go
I lost
Rams.
that. 57. I picked Chiefs. I won that. Yeah, and 58.
Gross.
I got 58 right now. I lost also. So my record right now has been like 8-20. Like,
damn, dude,
that's so really bad.
That's some bad luck, dude. Bro,
I have no idea how I can actually get a winning record anymore. Because like every time I pick something, they keep on losing.
Dude, you're bad luck, Nate. Man.
It's bad luck on picking, but it's good luck in other things. Okay, just give it to a slot machine. I'll probably win something.
Well, yeah, you saved all your luck for the slot machines. Yeah, I know how big you win in that one.
Yeah. So yeah, the game we watched, we were at Fremont Street. We had an exciting time and went to overtime, and we lost the game, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Do you remember the moments about the game though? We were excited. We had touchdown. We were up 10-0. The halftime performance was amazing by Usher.
The overall experience, like watching the entirety of the Super Bowl from start to finish, was definitely an experience despite the outcome. I'll go so far as to say it. It's probably the best Super Bowl that I've seen in a long time. Mm-hmm. Like everything about it just works. Like from how the game went to the atmosphere to the football stadium itself. Yes, I'm being a little biased here. And even like the Super Bowl commercials were pretty entertaining themselves.
Yeah, again, I gotta bring it up here. Chiefs were the champions.
No!
Chiefs were the champions. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Do I really have to look at that?
We literally were driving on the strip, and that popped up. So.
Oh God, that is so gross. Just,
literally in a Vegas like nightlife right there.
How dare you? How dare you win a Super Bowl championship in our turf, okay? In Allegiant Stadium, that's our stadium. How dare you? You do not get to win the Super Bowl in our turf. How dare you?
Yeah, and unfortunately that happened, so that is the issue. I do feel bad for the Niners because I feel like we could have had that game. We could have had it. We were up by 3, and if the defense actually holds, we could have actually beat the Chiefs.
This was a game that you were destined to win because you waited almost 3 decades for this.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if I want to blame Kyle Shanahan or blame a kicker or blame a quarterback or something like that. I am not blaming that quarterback. The quarterback did an amazing job. It's just there's so many things that I don't know. Either way, we lost the game. It sucks, like seeing this all over Las Vegas during the night of them winning.
Yeah.
So,
like, I was on your side in this game. Like, you know, like Niners are a team. Like, I'm not a Niner fan, but Niners are one of those teams I'm sort of indifferent towards. Like, sometimes I root for them.
I'm assuming because like you're in the Bay Area, you're like you're influenced by us, right? You have to be a Niner fan.
Like, here's the team. Like, my team alliance will not change at all. But yeah, I felt really bad for you guys. Like,
have you seen like me and Robert and Bill? We're all like sad. We just wanted to leave once they got that touchdown.
Like, they're a team.
I just remember like all the Niner fans leaving the whole like area that we were at.
Like, the Niners are a team I sometimes root for and sometimes I root against. Like, it depends on the circumstances of the Niners games. And in this case, I really want Niners to win because, you know, I don't want the Chiefs to win at all. Mm-hmm. And especially in Allegiant Stadium. But I'm just going to say this right now. How do you guys not know about the overtime rules?
I think they know, but they kind of they did it as a PR stunt or something like
They
that.
literally said themselves that Kyle Shanahan admitted himself he was not aware of the new overtime rules.
Yeah, and then they had to like back that off because like it's a PR nightmare or something like that. Because everybody's like saying like, "Why do you not know this? How do you not know this?"
You'd think that they would study the new overtime
Because they were
rules.
thinking like they're not gonna go to overtime. That's the issue. Yeah. So.
Anything could happen in the game. It just does. Okay.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, it was the longest Super Bowl we've ever seen. So.
Like you have to be prepared. That's the problem. Is that the Niners were not prepared for overtime.
A lot to get sick at. There's a lot to blame here. I don't know what to say. Either way, I'm kind of done with it. The game was over. I just tried to settle in. Football season's over anyway, so we can't really talk about it now. So.
Yeah, but no. Let's talk about the commercials.
Let's go talk
and
about
the halftime show.
Yeah, let's talk about the commercials. Well, the halftime show was fired just because Usher absolutely made a performance and everything.
Usher killed it. Not only that, but also Alicia Keys came in.
Yeah, because like Alicia Keys and Usher sang the song "My Boo," and it's cool they actually performed like that.
Yeah,
it was pretty sick.
The halftime show was lit.
Well,
it
how
was
about
fire.
that? How about the "Yeah" with like Lil Jon and Ludacris singing together? Like,
yes,
I knew they were gonna happen just because Lil Jon was resident in Las Vegas,
and also Lil Jon played "Turn Down for What."
Yeah, he did. I remember that. Yeah.
Nah, but by shot. Las Vegas, turn down for what?
Yeah.
We were all dancing, jumping up
so
and
to
down.
say the least, it
awesome.
definitely was a fire show. I remember like seeing everybody partying it up there. It was undoubtedly fun.
It felt like a one big club.
Yeah, it was
big club.
Undoubtedly fun. Yeah. So we had a fun time with that, and of course, commercials were also airing during that time as well. Some notable ones we wanted to bring up: State Farm,
Yeah.
and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, Arnold
was it?
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, like a good neighbor. Okay, that was really a funny one, undoubtedly. It's like neighbor.
Bah.
Oh god.
Oh god, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That was the sheep. You know it.
And then it got so bad they had to have Danny DeVito come in and help
Danny
him.
DeVito just popped out of nowhere. Yeah.
Which makes sense to consider they played a movie together called Twins.
So is it trying to reference the twins thing?
It was trying to reference a movie that they starred in together.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny just to have that.
You backstabber.
Yeah, I love the whole like thing that they're actually saying too.
Yeah.
Oh, either way, I think they all had a fun time doing that commercial. I was okay. So I don't know if it'll make me go back to State Farm. I don't think I will.
No, I'm Geico for life.
Oh, you're a Geico fan. Okay.
I'm a Geico guy. Yeah. And also, another interesting one was the Pfizer commercial.
Wait, what was so funny about that one?
No, not the funny one, but it's one that stood out to me, like the Pfizer commercial.
Okay, so what was that one?
It was the one where you had all these historians and scientists like singing "Don't Stop Me Now."
Oh, so you wanted the Queen song, right?
The Queen song, yeah.
Yeah.
Like everything about it just stood out to me. Like, it was it was beautiful. It was very well made. And it's not, just because I'm a Queen fan. No, it's really well put together in general.
Yeah, I guess it tells you like, oh, throughout history, we have big scientists that are amazing in medicine. Yes, okay. Dunkin' Donuts. Oh God, Dunkin' Donuts with Ben Affleck.
Yes.
Okay. Also, the thing about Affleck and J-Lo. J-Lo was also in that as well. Remember, they are a divorced couple.
And not only that, but you also had Matt Damon along. So you have the Goodwill Hunting duo in this commercial, plus J-Lo, plus NFL star quarterback Tom Brady.
Yes, Tom Brady. Yes, right. He's there.
Like, what I like about the Dunkin' commercial is that it's a movie that screams out Boston. Like,
it is because like you have Tom Brady who played for New England, who was in Boston, and Ben Affleck is a Bostonian. Same with Matt Damon, I guess, was a Bostonian as well. But like J-Lo, out of all people, who's like behind the scenes, and I see all the other celebrities, like Fat Joe was there, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I just love the fact that like we get it, like Ben Affleck and J-Lo, like they're on two separate paths now. J-Lo is going back into music, and Ben Affleck is doing whatever the heck he's doing right now.
I mean, he's still acting technically.
Yeah, he is still acting, but like, oh my God, it's just an amazing commercial nonetheless. Does it make me want to take a Dunkin' Donut? Possibly. I like Dunkin'.
Every time I eat Dunkin' Donuts, the first thing I'm gonna think of is Ben Affleck.
No, but I'm like, Dunkin' Donuts isn't bad. Plus, they also make like amazing coffee. So if you like Dunkin' Donuts, go ahead and grab that. Plus, watch that commercial, by the way.
Their coffee is stellar. And plus, we have a Dunkin' Donuts in Fremont. That helps.
Yeah, I know. It's just so helpful because like they used to be in the East Coast the whole time, you know?
And also my favorite flavor in Dunkin', Boston cream.
Oh, so you like Boston, huh? Just that, huh?
So and I feel like, okay, like the way that the Dunkin' Donuts commercial is perfect, considering the fact that it embraces Boston. It embraces Bostonian life, and my favorite is Boston cream. So it definitely is perfect for me.
Let's move on to like movie commercials because I know they had like movie trailers for example, they had was it Kung Fu Panda 4? They had a movie trailer for that. They also did have a Despicable Me 4 commercial, by the way. Did you see that?
They had the Despicable Me 4.
And I think
commercial.
they were like defeating what was it, crypto or something like that. Like some crypto ad came up and then like the minions hacked that. Which I thought was actually fun. It's like forget crypto, you know.
What a coincidence you mentioned that when we were just talking about Despicable Me 4 earlier.
I know, but I know they had a trailer. I know they had like what was it, a commercial in that.
Not only that, but they also had a commercial for Wicked. Like apparently they're gonna do a
Yeah,
Wicked
no.
movie.
I knew that Wicked movie was gonna happen. I didn't know like who was gonna star in it, but Ariana Grande is apparently in the movie.
It's the first time that we've seen a trailer for it.
Yeah, and I look like it's really exciting. I know that the musical is actually really fun to watch too, so I feel like it will be really exciting to see that. You know?
I haven't seen the musical, but I've heard raving reviews about it. I've heard how it's definitely a fantastic musical, and yeah, I've always wanted to see the musical performance of it.
Yeah, but it's like really hard to find.
Yeah,
it
and
used to be in
plus-
San Francisco, but like those are pretty expensive, like tickets.
Expensive tickets, that's the thing. Like honestly, like I just don't have the money to afford a ticket. So
No,
yeah.
I get it. Yeah. There's also is a trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes, that is the hype. Deadpool and Wolverine.
I mean, I
baby.
do like the fact that comedy is still there for Deadpool because they had like, there was this one thing where I saw like the 20th Century Fox logo in the background while like Deadpool was fighting something. Also, TVA. Like, do we have Loki references here and there? Because like, okay, so it's kind of telling me like, what is happening with the TVA now mixed in with Deadpool? You know?
Yeah, and I do like the fourth wall breaking in which the movie itself is aware.
Well, I mean, it's Deadpool. Deadpool does a lot of fourth wall breaking.
No, but like the movie itself is aware of how Deadpool Wolverine could be the one to save the MCU because let's be honest, the MCU is currently, not doing so well right now.
Well, here's the
so-
thing. Marvel Studios is actually producing this thing too. So it's like, oh, we kind of suck. It's time to bridge it all together with Deadpool. And then I'll get to see Hugh Jackman again as Wolverine. I thought he was done after Logan, but again, he's back. So it's like,
Not only that, but after we see his shadow, we see him in a jump yellow suit.
so it's kind of X-Men looking, huh?
So it's a classic Wolverine suit.
Well, I was thinking like X-Men also, just because, it's like, that's where he started too, so.
and which is what I'm very excited for. I'm excited to see Wolverine in his classic jumpsuit.
So it used to be called Deadpool 3, now it's called Deadpool Wolverine. But I think it's going to be exciting. I can't wait for it this summer. So Deadpool and Wolverine. I really hope it actually is a good MCU movie. It is the only MCU movie coming out in 2024. So if it is going to actually make some better MCU movies, then let it be, because I can't wait to see this one for sure.
Plus, it also has the actor who played as Thomas Succession, so that's a plus for me.
What does he do?
Oh.
He looks like he's like the lead of TVA right now, considering like what happened in Loki. So
Like he's that one guy who shows up. In
I know. I'm
Wolverine.
just saying like, what would be his role? Because it feels like he's just gonna be the runner of TVA.
Yeah, honestly, that's pretty much what the movie's gonna tell us. Like, we're gonna pretty much see whether he helps Deadpool, whether he's the antagonist.
I'm kind of hoping like we get to see some references of the MCU here and there. I mean, Loki, for example, because remember this is TVA. This is mostly what Loki was.
It was what Loki was. That is true.
Well, then again, Jonathan Majors is gone, thankfully. So
Yeah, the less said about him, the better.
Well,
But yeah.
I mean, they kind of erased him from being doing the King Dynasty now.
Yeah, he's not doing Kang anymore. Like, chances are, like, they're gonna bring the character back, obviously, and they're gonna do a new actor of Kang. And it actually works when you consider the fact of how Kang is a kind of character who could shapeshift.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that will go. But again, if this is going to, like I said, if it's going to be a bridge to the better MCU movies that are going to be coming out, then I can't wait for it. So.
Oh yeah, like we're gonna see whether or not Deadpool is right in that he is MCU Jesus.
Marvel Jesus.
He's
Marvel Jesus.
And it's like he could be Marvel Jesus. Like this could be the one to save the MCU.
Okay, and we have one more commercial to talk about in our run here, the Paramount Plus commercial, where we get to see Tua Tagovailoa throw like some sort of rope up. They obviously need to go up the mountain somehow, and apparently what was it?
Picard.
Yeah, well, Picard, or what I could call Sir Patrick Stewart, was going to do is actually throw a football up there. It kind of makes sense, football thief, right? Oh, yeah. And who is a football in Paramount, right?
Hey Arnold!
Yeah.
I'm just like, they finally got, Arnold to, take part in any sort of Paramount advertisement.
So the commercial goes like they try to go up the mountain, but they can't go up the mountain. Someone has to go up to the top, and they wanted to throw some sort of football up there. So Tua Tagovailoa is a quarterback. He could have thrown a football, but Picard was actually saying, "Why not a football-shaped head?" And the camera just pans on Arnold.
Lo and behold, they show Arnold, and then they thought to themselves, you know what? He has a football-shaped head. We're gonna throw him.
Yeah, and it was kind of cool. Like, they actually had like some actors. They have Dora the Explorer out of all places also there too. They had the Survivor guy was also there. They had they had Tua Tagovailoa from the Dolphins up there as well, and also
Peppa Pig.
No, I'm gonna explain that later. And they had Creed, the freaking band Creed. Yeah, so the band was playing "Can You Take Me Higher?"
Oh, God.
That was like, oh my God, what the fuck was like? Can you take Arnold higher?
Oh man, it was hilarious too. It was hilarious. Honestly, I wish they had advertised "Hey Arnold" more in these Nickelodeon advertisements of the Super Bowl, because think about it. It's a football-shaped head kid.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, the theme has to be, like, they got to throw a football because it's Super Bowl. Like, I mean, like, the theming just makes sense. It's Super Bowl. You have a quarterback who wants to throw a football. He refuses to throw Arnold up a mountain, so he had Patrick Stewart do it. Patrick was literally, like, throwing the freaking, like, he had Arnold in his hands, and he was throwing it, and he had, like, the old 20s, like, uniform of a football player. So it's like, wow, the helmets that will literally just make you a concussion.
Yeah. And you just gotta, like, what's interesting is how Arnold was kind of chill about it. Like, he was worried about his safety and all that, but yeah, like, Arnold, like, he wasn't nearly as worried as he should be.
Yeah.
But then again, it is pretty in character of Arnold when you consider the fact of how Arnold in the series has been willing to do anything to help those around them. And, we've seen Arnold help people, and, wouldn't you know it, in this Paramount commercial, this is Arnold's way of helping people, even if it costs his life.
Yeah, well, it really cost his life. He actually wasn't able to actually make it.
Could cost his life.
Yeah, well, he wasn't able to actually make it up the mountain, unfortunately, so they had to actually find another pig skin.
This was a pretty dangerous situation for him, too.
Because, I know. I'm just saying, like, the commercial, obviously, well, here's the thing. Arnold was okay. He didn't make it up the mountain, unfortunately. But they had an idea to throw a pig skin. And lo and behold, the camera pans on Peppa Pig. I'm like,
wow.
They're going to throw Peppa Pig next.
Pig skin. I saw those nice places.
I don't know what was going on with Paramount Plus, but they wanted to throw kids characters for some reason.
Seriously, what is it with, like, these characters trying to throw, like, kids cartoons?
It's funny with me because it makes me interested in actually watching those kids shows again, like Hey Arnold and Peppa Pig.
Hey Arnold, yes. Peppa Pig, no.
Peppa Pig is still a meme thing,
It's like Peppa Pig. Like, I really dug the internet memes and all that stuff, but I can never really get into the show. But
it's supposed to be for preschoolers. That's the reason why.
But I admire the memes. The memes
yeah.
are
It's like seeing people watch Bluey right now, and I like Bluey. Okay, so. Yeah.
I've heard good things about Bluey.
Oh, no. I'm just saying, like, it's like, if some older person is watching Peppa Pig, it kind of feels like the same way of, like, a person watching Bluey, okay? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm just putting the comparison out there. Yeah.
That is true. Even though we do have friends who watch Bluey, though.
I know that. I know that. Yeah, I'm just putting my point out there. Either way, the commercials ended up actually doing a pretty good job. I think it was a good year for commercials. Like, when it comes to trailers, when it comes to advertising their own thing. I find it weird they actually had a political advertisement.
Yeah, what the hell was up with that RFK advertisement?
It's like, vote independent. Well, I don't know about that.
No, thank you.
Not
going to get more into that because it's political stuff. We tend to avoid politics, but it was just weird how we saw a political commercial during a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I saw a video of a person actually saying that was actually brilliant. for them to actually get votes.
Really?
So
Yeah, I'm
watch the election late in November.
Yeah, I'm wondering how they actually approved of it being a Super Bowl commercial.
They paid a lot of money for it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
politics
oh.
does involve money.
Do you like the Jesus commercial? They had the they had the people washing feet, and it's Jesus. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here?
That Jesus commercial was something.
I mean, I get it. Like, so what? Scientologists and like Christians are doing like things to put their advertisements up there. They have to pay like hella money in order for them to happen.
Yeah, like they did in that commercial. They delve into like the Scientology, the religious stuff, and all that stuff. Like I said before, just like with the political commercial, not going to get too deep into that because we try not to get into that stuff. But yeah, that commercial was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It is kind of a weird year of like how they're trying to bring up like commercials in this year's Super Bowl. But yeah, interesting, right? Interesting.
Yeah.
Everybody was like interesting
And also,
about.
there was this one powerful commercial in which it speaks against anti-Semitism, and it's very.
Which one was that?
It was very powerful.
Which one was that?
You remember the one?
No.
Oh, you don't remember the one? It showed this message of how it delves into like how like Hitler executed the Jews and all that stuff, and yeah, I know it's heavy stuff, and then they pretty much put out a commercial saying, "Let's speak against anti-Semitism."
Oh God, the blue square. Okay,
the blue square one. Remember that?
Yeah, but that's the thing. They keep on advertising it as well. So if anything, like it's great to have that.
It's good to have that.
It's good to have that. It's good to have that. Yes, I mean, we're for Israel, especially in this time.
Like that is a commercial I could get behind.
I know, but I wouldn't call it my favorite. Like, stop that political stuff. I know it's a freedom of speech thing, but really stop the political stuff.
It's not my favorite, but I would say the Pfizer commercial is my favorite. The Paramount Plus one is my favorite. The Dunkin' Donuts was funny as hell. The State Farm one, definitely, and all that stuff.
All right, let's go to one more thing that we have to talk about, and it's obviously some Nickelodeon things that happen here. Now, we have our answers. We have our answers. What was it? We have our prayers. Sorry. Let's go back to this. Now, we have obviously some Nickelodeon references here in the Super Bowl. We have our prayers answered that they are going to perform Sweet Victory in the Super Bowl, and they did.
Yes.
They actually had animated SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, Sandy, and Mrs. Puff. Mr. Krabs also performing as well. They were all like, it wasn't a full performance. It was like only a minute and 30 seconds, but they did perform Sweet Victory.
Yeah, and they performed it in flying colors. Let me tell you, this really feels like Sweet Victory rehydrated. You know how like
Yeah,
they
I
really
mean, like
remastered
with
it.
all the 3D stuff like popping up. Yes.
The claymation in this is very well put together as well. Like the stop motion claymation animation on the characters as they sing Sweet Victory was very well put together, very well polished.
Oh yeah, I mean, like again, the animation was just great. You get to see SpongeBob literally singing his heart out with "Sweet, Sweet Victory,"
And you can see the passion too, like his eyes close and then he reaches his arms like that.
So I'm like, it's great to see that. It is more for all the SpongeBob fans because all the SpongeBob fans were absolutely like waiting for that. We understand that Super Bowl that happened in the New Orleans '51, where we could have had a SpongeBob performance, but it didn't happen.
We had Sicko Mode instead. Sicko Mode.
Yeah,
Are you
and
kidding?
it was like, what, 5-6 years later, now we finally get that answered. And I'm assuming that's just because CBS was airing the game. So it's like, okay, cool. Finally, you answered our prayers. Finally, we ended up getting the Sweet Victory.
What could have happened 5 to 6 years ago finally happened this year, and I'm so grateful it did.
Yeah, indeed. So yes, Sweet Victory performed. SpongeBob fans undoubtedly were excited for that, but they're also excited for the fact that the game was actually in Bikini Bottom. Yes.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl 58 actually did appear. It's in Bikini Bottom on Nickelodeon, but I mean it's the same thing like they did for the Nick Miss game and the other games that Nickelodeon has aired, where they only put in like SpongeBob decorations like all over the field.
Yeah, so what happens is that you see Allegiant Stadium sinking down into the ocean, and then you see Allegiant Stadium taking place underwater. And in underwater, you see SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy pretty much announcing the Super Bowl itself. And you pretty much see guest stars like... You see guest stars like Noah Eagle, for example.
Noah Eagle is the announcer.
Noah Eagle is the announcer, and then...
Nate Burleson is
Nate
the
Burleson.
play-by-play.
Nate Burleson. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the names. Noah Eagle, Nate Burleson. Got it.
Yeah, Nate Burleson is the play-by-play person.
So you pretty much see like some of the NFL guests that took place in like the Nickelodeon.
Well, Noah Eagle is well known as the voice, as a a commentator? The announcer of like games to say.
As well as
and he's been doing that for like all the other Nick Miss games, like the other Nick games, like the Nick Miss game, one of the playoff games in Nickelodeon. So he's well known about Nickelodeon and being affiliated, being a part of like football games there.
And then you got to see people like young Dylan as well.
Well, young Dylan is a Nick star, you know that, right?
So you got to see like these, like all these guys taking part in this, like just like you have with the other Nick games that have been showing, and of course they pretty much have fun with it. They have fun with these characters. They pretty much they make it as lively. They make it as Nick-defied as possible.
Yeah. So I think this actually was a really good broadcast for Nickelodeon. It did rack in like 1.3 million viewers to watch it. And I know it's not as big compared to like the CBS broadcast, which brought in like 100 million people watching. Okay, it's a big game. We get it. But kids, I know that, you probably would love it if it's like with your favorite characters. So Nickelodeon had their version of actually putting it into, into Bikini Bottom, having SpongeBob characters here and there. I remember watching a couple of things here and there. We get to see Plankton on the field, literally like being in a robot, trying to like distract the team. We get to see Larry the Lobster play. Actually, he actually was in the field, like doing some plays here and there. Sandy Cheeks was a sideline commentator talking about like facts about Texas and things of that nature. Young Dylan is supposed to be a sideline reporter for the Chiefs, so that's why he did some Chief reporting there. Now, there's also Dylan Schefter, who is Adam Schefter's daughter. She was actually the 49ers sideline commentator, so there was that. And I do like the fact that they actually were able to get SpongeBob and Patrick into the game by doing the whole VR sort of thing. Like they have like a phone right in front of them, and they're literally wearing like green suits and stuff, and the suits are like tracking their movement. So whenever you see like the broadcast happening on Nickelodeon, it's literally their movements. Yes, it is something wrong with their eyes, but to be fair, like they're doing the right movements, they're doing some jokes. It is literally Tom Kenny and Pat Fabregas, I forgot his name. The person
Bill Fagerblake.
Fagerblake, yes. Both of them literally are behind the scenes, literally sitting next to Nate Burleson and Noah Eagle, talking about jokes about SpongeBob stuff here and there. And I do like their comedy, by the way. Like Tom and Kenny did a really good job, like making some funny jokes here and there. There was like a joke about Patrick Star literally saying like
firmly grasp it.
Yeah, like there's a joke where like where Christian McCaffrey fumbled the ball and like Patrick Star comes up and says like, "You need to firmly grasp it.
You need to firmly grasp it."
Yeah, indeed. So I love the fact that Tom Kenny and Bill Faberblack, like they both know about the memes that are going on in SpongeBob. They both know like that SpongeBob is a cultural thing that parents grew up with. So hearing those kind of jokes made me like this whole entire broadcast. And by the way, Noah Eagle did a great job commentating, like talking about like all the play-by-play stuff like Jim Nantz does in CBS. Nate Burleson did a really good job doing like the decorations of like the blasts and stuff like that, and also talking about like touchdowns and things of that nature. And he did a better job than Tony Romo. Okay, so I'm just saying like I do love this like Nick broadcast. It was undoubtedly like a fun thing to see, and I hope they do it again in 4 years because they're gonna do another Super Bowl sometime in the future, and hopefully CBS and Nickelodeon do another collaboration again.
Yeah, I really do hope so too, because it gives a chance for because what Nickelodeon is trying to do is trying to introduce kids to the Super Bowl, which is...
Well, they're trying to introduce kids to football. That's the reason why like Nickelodeon has this NFL Slime Time thing every week now.
Yeah, that's Nickelodeon's way of introducing kids to football, and they've done it in the past with the Nick Miss games and all that. But I think the Super Bowl is the grand experience for them.
I know, indeed, and I think this is just great to see. Like, I'm happy that Nickelodeon was able to get the Super Bowl and actually air it on Nickelodeon, and that everything was actually flawless. There was nothing wrong with the broadcast and stuff. And what's kind of weird is that their commercials are different compared to the ones on CBS. So they have like trailers for Inside Out 2. They have trailers for Kung Fu Panda 4, those kind of kid commercials. They also have commercials about like, things that kids like, say for example, cereal, and things of that nature. So they have their own versions of Super Bowl commercials, but obviously aimed for kids. So
yeah. Honestly, and the best part about this whole broadcast was definitely like you point out, I'm gonna say this too. Tom Kenny and Bill Fegablade's voiceover performance, they have so much fun with it. It's like their energy, their comedy, and all that stuff.
They had to do that for 4+ hours. I'm pretty sure their like throats are killed.
That's what I mean. Like, they put all their energy and dedication into the Super Bowl broadcast, and like I applaud them for that.
I know, and I wish I could do it again. We'll hopefully see them in 3 or 4 years. I don't know when CBS will host the next Super Bowl, but it's gonna be coming up real soon, and again, 3 or 4 years. But yes, it definitely was a really fun thing to see. I saw the highlights. It's on YouTube, by the way. They are really having a fun time in that booth. Like, all 4 of them are having a fun time in that booth, and I think it's just an amazing time to see the fact that NFL and Nickelodeon are collaborating together. Even though Nickelodeon has its flaws, at least football is well known on Nickelodeon, and they are doing a pretty good job, like, expressing the fact that football is a fun game to play.
Yeah, I gotta say, I was impressed with how Nickelodeon really did, pull this off. I was impressed by that.
Mm-hmm. Did you actually watch it or not?
I saw, like, the highlights of it, the bits and pieces of it, and I thought to myself, I saw the energy. I saw the amount of VR. I saw the amount of, props and all that stuff.
Yeah, like I said, they try to decorate it just like Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, the decorations are well put together.
Mm-hmm. Either way, I mean, Nickelodeon, I hope they did a good job. Either way, the whole Super Bowl week was absolutely a blast. Super Bowl 58 would come down in our memories as well, the one that got away for the 49er fans.
Yeah, it's definitely a heartbreak for 49er fans, but as an NFL fan, like in general, it was definitely such an experience.
Yeah, I know that they're gonna bring it back to Las Vegas eventually, but I really hope they could get another experience like this again. Hopefully in 2 years when the Super Bowl comes to the Bay Area. But undoubtedly, I was just blown with everything that was happening. The NFL experience, for example, the everybody that was over there, being Niner fans, being Chiefs fans, being football fans, pretty much, even Lion fans were out there too.
Yeah, there were some Lions fans. I'm just like, I feel you. Okay, like you should have been there.
But what your bro said was it's because they already booked their tickets for Las Vegas. It's a reason why they had to go. Even if they were Lion fans. Either way, I still represent them. Like, the Lions are really good. Maybe they might make the Super Bowl next year. We'll see.
They deserve to be honest. They've come so far this year.
Yeah, I know. But we'll see how it goes. We have like a big long list of days until the next the football kicks off again. So nonetheless, I mean, Super Bowl was fun. We'll have more highlight videos coming up on my personal YouTube channel and also on the Anination podcast. So make sure you also check that out as well.
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty much wraps up our Super Bowl discussion, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like this, let me tell you, Super Bowl was more than just a game. It was an entire package.
It was really fun.
Definitely.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it for us here for the Anination podcast. For those who are watching on YouTube, thank you very much for checking us out. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to us, our channel, and also hit the bell button so you'll be notified when we'll be on live for the next episode next week. We're going to be back to our regular Wednesday schedules. We don't have anything coming up in the long run, so I think we'll be doing like one every Wednesday to say.
Yeah, one every Wednesday. And let me tell you, like, there's still much more to explore in terms of animation news. I know what we have coming up next Wednesday. We'll just leave it at that.
Yep. And until then, follow us on our social medias. And that's pretty much it. Wraps us here. Thank you very much for checking us out here in the Anination podcast. I know it's a long one.
Yeah. We just had so much to talk about because it was such a big trip.
Right, exactly. So thank you again thanks again for everybody for watching us here, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, see you guys.
Y'all have a nice day.
Put up the music again.